Hello, Josh.
Hey, Rob.
Oh yeah, let me do
God damn, that was loud.
That's AC for you
So
at full
loud.
blast. Uh, dismiss that shit. Shit. Hang on. There we go. Ugh. So yeah, that Raw is kind of shitty right now, isn't it?
Bruh, that's what I'm saying. It's like normally I've got something to comment after every match and shit, and it's like,
Fuck is
this
even
kind
going
of
on?
sucks, man.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I was way off on my prediction for the tournament. Um, I'll admit that, but I still think Edge is going to take it tomorrow night.
Is that tomorrow night?
Yeah, they do the other six, the two triple threats are tomorrow night, and then they have the semifinal with the two winners, and then at Night of Champions they have the big match with the two finalists to see who takes the title. So Seth Rollins is one.
The rematch.
Which
The
rematch?
rematch. Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes.
I mean, Cody's out now.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And they couldn't have had both of them in the final anyway because they are both on Raw.
Yeah. Mind is slipping there.
No worries.
Oops, sorry.
No worries.
How is my background noise and stuff?
I don't even hear any. So
You
I
don't
think
hear
you're
any?
fine.
Am
No.
I turned down pretty low?
No. I think you're just right.
Sweet. I had to get a new mic, man.
Oh, it looks cool though. Yeah, I remember hearing about that on the Screens podcast. That sucks.
Fucking so mad. I need that title.
Which title? World Heavyweight?
Speaks Groot.
Oh.
It's on Marvel Snap.
Oh shit, they got a thing with Terry Bergen here. That's cool. Oh, I gotta read Circle of Fire, man. I haven't read it yet. How have I not read this fucking book?
I don't know, man. I mean, seriously, you should feel disappointed in yourself.
I am. Because it's been on my list for years, and I just haven't gotten around to it.
You want to know a secret?
What?
I
Yeah.
didn't hear the title that you're talking about.
Green Lantern Circle of Fire.
Oh shit! Really
Yeah.
interesting. That's funny. Didn't you say that you just recently read Mosaic for the first time too?
No, I actually haven't read through all of Mosaic either. Where were we so?
Such a trip to me.
I know. Like that's why I'm trying to work my way through all of Green Lantern. I've kind of abandoned going through the Silver Age right now because it's such a drag to read constantly.
It really is
They
to
take
go
so
back and
freaking long.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm kind of like every time I pick up a new issue from Volume 2,
Mhm.
I'll go through it and check it out and see it. Like I've read issue 100 now, first appearance of Airwave.
Airwave.
The Hal Jordan Airwave.
Yeah, should have been a Transformer.
Probably is. And like I'm going through the Crisis tie-ins right now, where a guy first gets
boy.
his suit. Yeah, that was some fun shit.
I can only imagine you're doing this right before we start to do Night Terror. What in the fuck?
I know.
The record-breaking 3,000 tie-ins in 2 months.
Oh, so I don't know. I don't think it showed up in the scans that you have, but oh no, it was only in the Free Comic Book Day. Did you read the Free Comic Book Day issue for Night Terrors?
Oh yeah,
Okay. Did you see the checklist?
yes, I saw how fucking gigantic it is.
There's 2 more books added on that list that were not announced.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
How many books altogether is it?
I want to say it's like 24 at this point. Give me one
Yeah.
second. I'm gonna pull the issue
Damn.
out. Also want to show off a couple of finds. I did not realize, but when I was going through my collecting app, there's 4 different covers for this issue. I now have 2 of them, and
I
now I,
don't
have
know
to
why.
go for all 4.
Hold on one second. I need to stretch this out. The war begins here. Sinestro Corps War?
Yeah, the Sinestro Corps special, which it was the first part of the crossover.
That's
There's four different covers, each with a different Yellow Lantern at the forefront.
I had no idea that there were that many.
Yeah, so I gotta get all 4 now. I picked up this beauty because I didn't have an issue of Green Arrow #1, and this is freaking gorgeous.
Oh yeah, it is.
David Nakayama, man, he is amazing.
Nakayama is damn good. WWE is not quite.
No. Yeah, there's Night Terror's First Blood and Night Terror's Night's End in July and August, respectively. 1,
Night's
2, 3,
End.
4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
They've
14,
already
15,
got
16,
Batman
17,
Night's
18,
End.
19, 20, 21, 22, 23 in July. So in total for issues,
Yeah,
that's what, 46
that's ridiculous, dude.
for just Night Terrors. Yeah, I know everybody's talking about how like some of the books are being postponed for the 2 months, and like it's not like it's just 46 extra books in addition to the others, but that's not the point. It's 46 books for one story. That's a lot.
and
it's
and
such a
46
massive
books for
series.
it's massive. It's 46 books for one story, and there's no telling how absolute few of which one of those will be a part of the few that will be
necessary.
required reading. Yeah.
Just off the bat, I'm going to say Batman. Maybe Zatanna.
Right.
And maybe that's it.
I don't know. Perhaps we shall see.
First Blood is probably just the alpha issue, and then Knight's End is probably the omega issue.
Likely, that's what it sounds like. But
it's
calling it Knight's End is stupid.
It's not with a K. Knight's End. It's just like nighttime.
Okay.
Yeah. Like the end of the night. Yeah.
You still playing Marvel Snap?
No. I logged in the other day to get my free card because you mentioned there was a free card. And
yeah.
I haven't really played it. Not that I'm against playing it. I just I'm so busy with other shit.
Yeah, I probably throw down like maybe 20 minutes over the course of the day, unless it's like in late at night.
Yeah.
I might play a little bit longer, like if I can't sleep or whatever.
Yeah. The only thing I can say about Night Terrors, though, the one tie-in that really interests me the most is Joker, because it's such a wild concept.
A wild concept of
his nightmare is just regular life. He works a 9-to-5 office job.
Sounds right.
Yeah, and I really want to see how that goes. That's really the only one that really interests me. Also, these designs for the nightmare versions of some of these characters are dope as hell.
Some of them.
Like the Batman one is interesting. Superman is odd. But Wonder Woman and Red Hood is pretty dope. Black Adam is very inspired, because that's very Egyptian based. I don't really understand Robin's.
Nightwing's is weird looking.
Yeah.
Deadman is scary as fuck looking.
Oh yeah. The midnight variant covers from Dustin Nguyen, though, are freaking awesome. Just the red and black.
Dr. Wonder Woman, I can't tell if it's fucking beautiful or terrifying.
Both. Probably just terrifying. Those are
Superman.
talents.
Superman with the fucking, like, wow.
It just looks like an angel of death.
Skull, and then, I mean, Batman is...
It looks cool, but
Cyclops Batman.
I mean, not even just that. It's a gun for a head.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild.
Zombie Tim Drake, I guess that looks about right. Yeah. Looks like, Walking Dead Tim Drake. I do not like Red Hood at all.
No?
No, I think that looks dumb as hell. Again, I can't tell if I like Wonder Woman, if I think it's awesome or if it's completely horrible.
Yeah.
It's possible it could be either or. Again, Superman is fucked up. Batman as a little kid like that.
Yeah.
Until I looked up at the top, I thought that this was Clarion.
Oh yeah.
Then I see the bat that's got the gun for the head. But then I turn a few more pages and we see a gigantic bat that's got a gun for a head. And it's like, okay, well, that looks scary as shit. But what exactly are we looking at with this whole bat with a gun head thing? Like, how fucking scary could that be? I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see.
Yeah,
We'll
see
have
how
to see.
it goes.
Some of
Like,
them look great. Like that Wonder Woman. It on one side of that coin, that looks sick as hell.
yeah,
On
I
the other
didn't even
side of the
piece together it
coin,
could be
it
a
looks
Doctor Fate
like
helmet.
Mortal Kombat Wonder Woman.
Yo, don't get me started on how much I want this skin in Mortal Kombat 12.
Wonder
What's up,
Goku.
Brandon? What's going on, man?
What's up, Brandon?
Hello, hello. Sorry I'm a little late. I had to try and grab a late lunch / early dinner.
No worries.
Likely excuse. Likely excuse.
I was really hungry.
I mean, we can hear him chewing. I think. I think it's a valid excuse.
Evidence is very much there.
We were just going over all the Night Terrors tie-ins and how they've added 2 more.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in the Free Conflict Day issue, they have the event checklist in the middle. 46 books total across July and August.
Yeah.
Because they've added an Alpha and an Omega issue.
Of course.
Yeah.
Not surprised, but what are you gonna do?
And like I was saying to Josh, I get what some people are saying, how like most of the books are going on hiatus for 2 months, so there's less to pick up.
But
this
again,
is 46 books for one fucking story.
Yeah, for one fucking story. And again, as we said last week, what if you don't like those books? Then you're out of your books that you enjoy for 2 months.
Exactly. Like, I'm disappointed I get 2 issues of Green
You know
Lantern,
what,
and then I gotta
Brandon?
wait till fucking September.
Like, if I'm like, let's say, if I'm enjoying, I mean I am, but if I'm enjoying Action Comics right now and I'm following the Metallo story and I'm like, okay, that wraps up when it wraps up, let's see what's next, and I have to take a 2-month detour for a Night Terrors event that I don't care about.
Yeah.
Obviously I'm gonna be a little pissed.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what the fuck does this have to do with the story that I've been following with Werewolf and everything?
You know what, Brandon? I'm gonna have to be on your side like 90% of the way here because, on one hand, in the like with Endless Winter, shit just dropped off for 2 months and poof, event time and everything comes back. Most people are like, oh well, comic books, but the fact that they're doing it and it's going to be very horror themed, there's going to be a lot of people that might have been interested in it being a tie-in but are just going to completely abandon it because they don't like the scary shit. I think maybe having this be a line-wide storyline might have been a bad idea.
Yeah. We'll just have to see how it goes. Because you think an event like this probably won't even have lasting ramifications. If it had major ramifications at the end of it all, it might not have been such a bad idea. But it really depends on what those ramifications are. But if there's none, then what's the fucking point?
I don't know. What was the point of Dark Crisis or Infinite Frontier?
I mean, they did have major ramifications.
Oh. What's different now then?
I'm saying like this one's probably just a simple summer event and is not going to mean anything in September.
Nothing at all. No. It's going to be like Year of the Villain. Nobody's going to talk about it like ever again.
I talk about it. I liked Year of the Villain.
Did you?
Yeah.
This shit drove me crazy, man.
Damn it. I overpaid for this cover. That's fine. Hopefully it goes up in value.
Well, okay. Oh, excuse me.
Hello?
Yep.
Excuse me. All right, guys, you want to get this rolling?
I think we should.
Yep.
All right, hang around and we will be right back. Whoops.
Hello, humans! It's Rob here with Not a Robot Podcast's DC Comics review show number 146, the world's greatest comic show about the world's greatest superheroes. And with me, as always, is Brandon.
Hello, everybody. 2 more episodes, and we will be at the same numbering of issue when Jack Kirby stopped writing Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen. There's your fun fact for the day.
That's a depressing fact.
Fun. It's issue 148 exactly, and I learned that fact today when he stopped writing for Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen. So there you go. He's trying to tie it together. I don't have anything else clever.
Who took over, or was that the end of the series?
No, it's someone else. I think it kept going.
Oh, someone else, yeah.
The series went for a long time.
Yeah. And Josh.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Hey Rob.
Oh God.
Who's the fastest person in the race between Superman and the Flash?
The Flash.
The cameraman.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, you got me there. You got me there. I can't deny that logic. Clearly, the Black Racer is the cameraman. Motherfucker's like Lakitu in Mario Kart.
Maybe it's Godspeed.
Maybe it's that
Maybelline.
other speedster that no one remembers that was also claimed to be a god.
Cobalt Blue?
Savitar.
Oh, Savitar.
Yeah.
The avatar of speed. Savitar. Very creative. It's like
Very.
Kill a Mac.
The mech that kills.
Right.
All right, we're here every week talking about the week's releases for DC, and this week we are looking at Batman Inc. number 8, Spirit World number 1, Green Lantern number 1, Wildcats number 7, and Stargirl: The Lost Children finale number 6, as well as some honorable mentions. But before we get to all that, let's get into some news. What's going on with you guys this week?
I had to buy a new microphone. It wasn't fun. I'm upset about it. I don't have my baby Logitech Blue anymore. I don't know. It had like 5,000 reviews on it. It was like 4.6 stars on Amazon. But it's called HyperX. I've never heard of it before. And it has an LED microphone, which has me worried. But
I mean, it looks freaking cool.
It does look pretty cool. And I mean, I guess it sounds okay.
Sounds really
Does
good.
it sound okay to you guys?
Yeah.
Brandon has no comment.
Oh, sorry. No, my internet is dropping in and out, so I only get like bits and pieces of
shit.
what you said. So I all I heard was microphone, and then you vanished into the void.
Oh no, I hate the void.
The
void
is no
causes problems.
Yeah. So I don't remember what the question was.
The void is going to cause problems later on too. Oh, I just asked if my mic sounded all right, but it sounds like it did.
Yeah. No, I mean I can hear you clearly now.
How's thing in your neck of the woods?
I mean nothing too major to report personally. No new updates. You know, still just enjoying some comics and all that stuff, but. Definitely think we have some fun, exciting announcements to get to this week. So I'm looking forward to talking about that when we can.
Definitely. There is quite a few interesting announcements. But I guess we could talk before we get to the announcements. Free Comic Book Day was last Saturday. I know we mentioned it last week, but now we've actually had the books released and we've had a chance to go through them. And I think there's some interesting stuff. I picked up. My shop had I don't know if this is the same rule. They used to be one per person.
That's
but
usually
I think
the policy,
but that was, I think for the shop that I've been going to my whole freaking life, that was the rule they had when there was like 7 to 10 books. Now there's like 14 to 20, and they said you can pick 6 copies or 6 comics, and that's it. So you couldn't even get one of each comic.
Yeah. The store I used to go to in high school, I think, had a limit on 6, so you had to be very strategic with the ones that you choose. The one that I have near me now in Ithaca, It's kind of just like, first come first serve. Like you can grab one of everything if you want. They don't really monitor it that closely, so I just
Fair
grabbed
enough.
pretty much as much as I could get my hands on. And then of
Fair
course,
enough.
it's funny. Rob in our Discord, for context, said something like, "I love going to Free Comic Book Day, but of course I still spent money." And I was the same
Yeah.
way, because like, I mean, most shops for Free Comic Book Day, they have sales and stuff, and it's just nice to take advantage of it. So I couldn't even like be like, "Oh, haha, what a sucker," because I fell for the same thing. So I ended up getting all the free issues, and then I was like, "Oh, well, if there's some deals, why not take advantage of it?" And that's how I left $30 poorer.
No, I was about the same. Actually, no, I was a lot higher. I was closer to the hundreds.
It
I
happens
picked
to
up
the best of us.
I picked up some classic Green Lanterns, as is the case, and
Mm,
the 80th anniversary collector's edition. So
nice. Yeah.
what
No.
what did you walk away with? Did you find any
I
awesome
got
stuff?
I got. I
Oh no.
ended up
I
picking
got
up
got.
the. I know I got. I ended up picking up the second volume of Noctera, which actually I kind of wanted to have it in print. And then where I got was, I don't even know why I bought it, but I got the first 3 issues of X Force, like the original
Yes.
X
Oh
Force
yeah.
series. I don't know. I don't know why I have like this obsession with early '90s comic art. Like it's not good, and like I can agree it's not very good stuff. But for some reason I just saw it and I was like, I need it. I must have it. So now I have, and actually it was almost worse because I almost got 1 through 6 because someone had, I guess, sold it to the store in a bundle, and I was like, if I buy all 6, I guarantee you I'm not gonna finish them. So let me just be safe, buy the first 3, and then that's it.
Like I get it though. As much as those comics have a bad rep and the art can sometimes be questionable, it's history.
Yeah,
And
I know.
and it's something we all talk about, it's something we all remember, something we all know, and you can't help
Yeah,
it. Like
I
if I
can't help
hold
it.
this, I'm holding a piece of history. It's something that
Yeah.
everybody knows, and I can say I have it.
I
It's
I
it's a
really
collector's
think that's
bug.
it. I think you just
Yeah.
know it too well. Like I'm just like, yeah, I mean, it's terrible, but like it's X-Force history. It's
Yeah.
comics history. And at a point it was like one of the highest selling titles.
Uh-oh.
He cut out.
He cut out. But, I
Yeah.
mean, technically speaking, his sentence could have ended right where he put it.
Could be.
It was one of the highest selling titles. That's
Yeah.
for sure. You want to holler at him in Discord and let him know that he's dropped out?
Oh.
Oh. Hey, Brandon.
Hello. Hear me?
Tooting. Tooting's
Yeah,
coming in
you,
from the void.
Hello?
Hi.
you dropped in
Hear
and
me?
out of there.
Hey,
Okay. Where did I leave off?
it was the
Where
highest
it
selling
was-
title.
It was
Oh,
the
yeah.
highest selling title.
Yeah, highest selling title at some point, but yeah, I for whatever that's worth. But no, I was just gonna say, what did you do for Free Comic Book Day, Josh,
Yeah.
over in your neck of the woods?
I managed to get Holly to go in and get one for me. I was only able to get excuse me. I was only able to get 3 myself. So I got Night Terrors, I got Ninja Turtles, and I got Street Fighter 6.
Nice.
Liam went in and picked up the both Girl Taken Over and the Clark and Lex book. And
Right.
then Holly went in and she picked up Poison Ivy #1 and instead
Nice.
decided not
Right
to
on.
get me the We Are Legends Free Comic Book Day one, so I didn't get my hands on that.
It is honestly just a reprint of stories you've already
Yeah,
seen.
you're not missing much.
So you're not really, if you've already
Yeah.
read it, you're not missing much. But I get it.
Yeah.
Again, we talk about that collector's bug. It's the feel of having it.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, speaking of wives getting into comics, Angela even bought her own comics when we went for Free Comic Book Day and picked up her own
Oh.
free comics too. Yeah, I love it when she buys comics. Makes me
Yeah,
feel
that's
good.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always fun. All right. Yeah, as for DC's Free Comic Book Day audition, the Night Terrors one shot, if you'll call it that. It's just a preview of the events, and it shows Damian Wayne, Robin, asleep on a mission with Batman, kind of abruptly, and then having an encounter with what's the new villain's name? I don't remember.
I don't know. Scary dude.
Yeah, the guy that's making everyone go to sleep. I don't quite remember his name. But Chris
Jeez.
Bacallo on art is just freaking fantastic. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out his name. Damn, it's gonna bug me. Oh, it's right here. It's right here. Where the hell is it?
I'm not sure what it is. You're right though. The Insomnia. That makes
Yeah.
sense. The art, the redesigns or the character designs, they are pretty cool. I'm gonna have to see them in the actual comic book though. That because they're pretty outlandish. So let's see
Yeah.
how they figure in. And I hope this is a good story. I mean, it's massive. Holy shit! Didn't you say just a few minutes ago that altogether there's 46 issues?
Yeah, across the 2 months, the checklist that you get in the Free Comic Book Day edition showcases all the tie-ins plus the 4-issue main book and 2 extra tie-ins, which seem to be the alpha and omega issues for the summer event. So in total, it's 23 per month for 46 total. Which I've been saying to you guys at the beginning of the show, or before we started recording rather, that I get what some people are saying, that it's not, in terms of books to buy, it might not be that much in comparison because a lot of books are going on hiatus, but it's 46 books for one story, and it seems a lot in 2 months for one story.
Especially when we know that those are all tie-ins, and tie-ins
Yeah.
tie-ins have a tendency to not really fucking matter.
Yeah, it's
A
just,
lot of the
it's just
time.
exhausting to think about, is what it is.
It really is. It's
Yeah.
a lot of the time it's so very loosely connected that there's no point in buying it. Now I'm assuming that with all of them shutting down, so many titles shutting down and new ones starting up, that these will all somehow factor into it. But like, how many issues? I'm not looking at it right now, but like, how many issues are there in the main story? Is there like a main story?
Yeah, there's
To
4
this-
books total, so 2
4
issues per month.
books.
Yeah.
4 books. 42 tie-ins.
Yeah. and maybe 2 of them are actually going to mean anything to the overall story.
Okay,
It just
so
seems excessive.
40 tie-ins.
And I don't want some of my favorite books to go on hiatus for 2 months because I want to keep reading the stories. Green Arrow just came back. Green Lantern just came back. Flash and Wonder Woman are topping off 800 right now. Batman is in the middle of a strong suit. Action Comics and Superman are freaking amazing right now. I want to read those stories. I don't want to wait 2 months for an
Here-
event that may or may not be good.
Did we launch Green Lantern #1 this week because Hal is going to be playing a part in this? Is Hal going to be playing an important part of this? And if not, then why in the hell not wait until after the event to launch?
Yeah.
Those are questions. Just like Spirit World, the exact same thing. You got a #1. Why launch today? Why launch this week when, if it doesn't tie in? I mean, wouldn't that just make more sense?
Books like, I think Spirit World is not going on hiatus, for example. There are a couple that are still going throughout the 2 months.
Just the ones that are tied into the event. Those are the only ones that are going on. Okay,
Exactly.
but still,
yeah.
Green Lantern. I mean,
Cyborg is going on hiatus as well, I think. And it starts like 2 weeks from now.
that's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's insane. But what can you
But
do?
I mean, we could be looking at a fantastic story too. We
We
really
could be. We could be. That's why I say like it may or may not be really good because we just don't know enough about it yet. We know the basic premise of the story, and it
Mm.
seems interesting enough, but we won't know until we get the issues in our hands how it really is going to be. So we'll just have to wait and see. Like I'm not against it right now. I just think it's an insane amount of tie-ins, and I just want to keep reading my favorite stories. I don't want to wait 2 months to see what happens
Right.
with some of the books I'm enjoying. So
Mhm.
yeah, we'll see how it goes. But that's enough about that. We got other news to cover. One thing I came across today, I actually released today, AIPT Comics. I don't know if they if you actually just spell it out or if it's aped comics. I don't know. But
Yeah.
they released a preview of the Flash number 800. You get to see a few interior art pages for each story, as well as a brief rundown of what each story is going to be about. I will not go through them all right now, but it's definitely worth a look if you want to get a preview of the issue. And it looks really exciting.
Yes. I will say
all the
I
stories look
did see
interesting.
I did see a page for the Mark Wade story, which I'm pretty sure he's doing with Todd Knock for like an Impulse throwback, and
Yeah,
I hope that that really just kind of dives in deep into all the stuff from that era.
That would be cool.
I hope so. Yeah. Um, Brandon, I don't know what news you have because we didn't cross reference each other.
Mhm.
Um, I'll let you go first, and I can
Okay.
fill in what I have listed.
Well, the biggest thing that I have, the thing that I, lost my freaking mind when I sent it into our chat, I believe, God, I can't remember if it was last week or
I think it
this
was last
week.
Friday.
Yeah, time is a flat circle, as we all know. But DC recently announced that the sort of new Golden Age initiative that they've been pushing with Stargirl, The Lost Children, and Justice Society of America is going to be expanded with a couple of new series. But just what are those new series? Well, I think you'll be very pleasantly surprised because they are 3 6-issue miniseries focusing on some of the JSA's best and brightest, starting with, and yes, you're hearing this right, a Jay Garrick 6-issue miniseries from our friend Flash extraordinaire, Mr. Jeremy Adams, with art from Diego Orlotegui, and of course a couple of other series, literally a couple of other series, and Alan Scott, the Green Lantern series from Tim Sheridan and Kyan Tormey, and a Wesley
nice.
Dodds, the Sandman series from Robert Venditti and Riley Rosmo. I mean, I think the potential here is enormous, but the
Oh
real
yes.
shining star for me is this Jay Garrick series, who has just so sorely been in need of his own kind of solo series for a while now. But
I'm looking
excited
forward
for
to
the other
all
ones
three
as
of
well.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, definitely. And Rob and
I
I
think
were.
it's worth noting that
Mhm.
the Jay Garrick series, the cover, features his daughter,
Yeah,
Judy
Yes.
Garrick.
yes.
So
Well, I
it's
didn't want to give away
Bolt.
too much about the details of the series, but
yeah.
suffice
I
it
mean
to say that
that's all we know.
yes, yeah, some of
Yeah.
these series will be taking place in the current day, and some
Yeah.
will be set more in the past. And yeah, no, just really great stuff to look forward to there. But Rob and I were kind of talking about the potential of the series and the possibility that if they're kind of keeping with this idea of having these 6-issue series for characters of the JSA, that there may be some other characters they could explore from the JSA and kind of give them their miniseries and some really great stories as well. So there's a lot of potential there, and I hope that each one of these series is really exciting. But I know I'm especially looking forward to the Jay Garrick one because I'm super excited for that.
Me too. I'm excited for all three.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like when's the last time we had a Sandman anything apart from an
yeah.
appearance on the JSA?
Yeah, the 90s,
Right.
since
Yeah.
Sandman Mystery Theater.
Yeah. Um Do you have another one or? Is
That was sort of that was sort of my biggest one. And then you already kind of touched on the Flash 800, which I know they
Right?
just put the preview out today.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know that I had anything else major lined up.
Oh, okay. I wanted to point out something that you brought to our attention a few days ago. Another reveal from McFarlane that I think
Oh
we're
yeah,
all three of us are excited about. They're releasing
Oh my.
another Batman figure, but it's Sinestro Corps Batman, and it looks
yeah.
freaking awesome. So that's
Oh
one I
yeah,
have to
that's
get
right.
for my
Hell
collection.
yes, please.
Which
Yeah.
and so I kind of had to stir my memory here, but that's from Fear. No, not Fear itself. Forever Evil, right?
No, it's actually the only there might have been a second appearance, but the only appearance I remember was the beginning of the Sinestro Corps. And funny enough,
Yeah.
I was showing Josh. I actually picked up a variant cover of the Sinestro Corps War Special, which I think is the
Mhm.
issue it takes place in when all the yellow rings go out. Batman gets
Yeah.
chosen, and he's wearing it for
Yes.
maybe 2 seconds before he overrides the programming through his own
Yeah.
willpower.
No,
and
I
shoves
remember
the
that
ring off.
moment. Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
remember that moment. But I swear, I think this design is the one from for. Actually, let me just look it up and check.
I don't think he was ever in the yellow ring again.
Yeah.
I could be wrong though.
Yes. No, it is. It is from Forever Evil. Because
Really?
God, I haven't read that story in. I mean, maybe since it came out, but
Shit, I gotta check
um,
it out again.
yeah, no, I guess because I like vaguely remember there's a moment in Forever Evil where he has like for some reason he had like a yellow ring as a backup. Maybe it was like in case he needed to take out a lantern or something like that, and so he briefly put it on and tried to charge it up, and I don't know how effective it was.
Yeah,
Um,
Batman. The joke
yeah,
is Batman's superpower is that he's a billionaire, but really it's technically fear. I mean, if we're
yeah,
going with this
Yeah.
motto, so that makes sense. At least to me, it always did, and I think
Yeah.
it looks cool as shit.
It definitely does look cool.
oh yeah,
Forever Evil. I gotta. Shit. I
yeah.
wanna take a look at. I wanna. Because I don't remember that at all.
Oh no, really?
Oh yeah, according to this, it says Forever Evil #4. Yeah, no, I remember that. If only because it was like kind of a strange
Oh.
scene. But
I
yeah, I think
remember the
that's
cover now when he goes up against
yeah,
Power Ring. Yeah.
yeah. I don't remember why he had that ring. I want to say it was like a failsafe for in case Green Lantern ever went bad. But yeah, I don't remember all the details.
Yeah, when it comes to okay, yeah, so I see the page from Sinestro Corps War. It's
Mhm.
not a full yellow. It's the Sinestro Corps outfit, but
Yeah,
where it would be yellow in the other suit, it's just dark blue on this one.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, very similar to like Sinestro's suit before he became a full Yellow Lantern.
Mhm.
Okay. He might have actually got the yellow ring from Sinestro in that story.
Yeah,
Because
maybe.
Sinestro's there, yeah. Well, shit, I completely forgot about that. I gotta go read Forever Evil again, much to the
Yeah.
chagrin of Josh.
Yeah, I don't remember really liking it. Or I thought it was okay. but
Actually,
it's probably worth a
I'm gonna
reread.
add it to my reading list now.
Oh, really?
Yep,
Oh.
it's
But-
been a long time, and
But
I've
despite the
actually-
fact that the crime syndicate's a major player?
Yeah, no, that's. I
Yeah.
mean, they built that whole thing up in Trinity War,
Yeah.
which I still admit was kind of a cool reveal when it's like
Yeah,
they
I
just kind of
liked it.
pop out and they're like, "We're here and we're taking over." So much
Yeah.
potential.
Yeah.
a lot.
I personally, I don't think it was wasted. What I think was wasted was the potential post the story.
Yeah,
Like, Superwoman's baby ended up being Grail, which was kind of weird, and
Mhm.
Owlman escaping was just killed off by Dr. Manhattan. It's
Mhm.
just, I don't know, it was really, really weird.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that was fucking 10 years ago.
God, wait, yeah. Jesus, that story was like what 2014.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh.
It's almost 10 years ago.
Oh, God.
Right? Yeah.
Jeez.
That's a culture shock for you right there.
Yeah, I know.
That'll wake up your timeline, your calendar.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh God.
Um,
I'm the
Um,
youngest one here, and I'm starting to
that-
feel. I'm
that
starting to
makes you
feel that
feel
a
old,
little
right?
bit too. Yeah.
I
buddy, I remember
decided
reading
that
some like Civil War for the first time, and then I remember it was
Oh
like
my God.
15 to almost 20 years ago. I'm like, what
Wow,
the
yeah.
happened?
This is how it feels, I guess. Oh my god.
Infinite Crisis was my first real crossover event that I
Oh
read
man, wait, yeah,
real
that's
time, and
yeah,
that was
that's
2005.
that's almost like in a
That's
couple years
almost
that will
20
be
years ago.
2 decades old. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Sorry, I don't want to make you feel it too.
No, I'm just saying, like, I
Serious?
get it. I get how you feel right now. Don't worry.
You guys are serious. I
Yeah.
remember being old enough to walk up to the store when that super cool Wolverine Secret Origins fucking issue came out. That
Oh,
came out
man.
looking like
Yeah.
a manila folder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
That
that's
was awesome.
I'm old. That's
Yeah,
how
no,
old.
you
fuck
were
you
like-
guys.
That's Satan
that's-
compared to us.
Like that. Wait, are you talking about like Wolverine Origins when they went to the whole James Howlett thing, or older than that?
older than that.
Oh,
It would have been like 90,
Something.
91.
Oh, okay. No, way back. Oh, okay.
Mm.
Like way back.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah. You were you reading when
I just
Crisis
fucking Death
was
of
the thing?
Superman.
Like the original
Death of
Crisis?
Superman was like I was in the comic
Yeah.
shops getting those as they came
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, that is legitimately 30 years old. So,
Yeah.
you know, make of that what you will.
Yep.
Exactly. And has had 6 sequels since.
Oh my god.
You're right. Reprints at
Yeah.
the very least.
And the last bit of news I had is just kind of something that's kind of flown in under the radar that I've seen talked about sporadically online. The Justice League animated series is now
Yay.
on Netflix across North America, with Justice
Nice.
League Unlimited on Netflix only in the USA, you bastards. But it's online.
Yeah.
For anybody that has a Netflix subscription, you now get to watch that amazing animated series and its amazing
Ugh.
sequel successor for technically free, depending on who's paying your Netflix.
Or if you're borrowing from a friend or
Well,
something
you
like
can't
that.
you can't even do that now.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
Netflix
man.
password
it was
sharing
early,
is
like what
over.
last month,
That
2 months
sucks.
ago. Yeah, they
Oh, that
said like
sucks.
you have to sign into the home account or the home internet connect, the home router
Oh,
at
that's
least
so
once a
lame.
month, or your account gets kicked off.
Jeez.
Yeah,
So lame.
it's really dumb. So I had to unfortunately
dumb.
remove my grandmother from my Netflix.
Oh,
Thank you for that. Though to be fair, she never used it anyway.
yeah. But now she's going to be upset because I'm sure she wanted to watch Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. Now she
Exactly.
can't. Oh.
She's been holding her breath for when Matlock is on there.
No,
She was
tell
always
her
a
to-
Murder She Wrote kind of person, anyway.
There
Yeah,
you go.
no,
She's
tell her
just
to-
waiting for Jessica Landon or
Yeah.
whatever, Angela
Lan-
Lansbury.
Angela
Yeah.
Lansworth. Yeah. No, tell her to
Yeah.
get HBO Max instead and just watch Superman and Batman toss, which
Um,
they're still there, and I'm hoping they're there for as long as they can keep them because I've been having too much damn fun.
I would say that. I would say to suggest yes. But to do that in Canada, you first have to subscribe to Crave TV, that god awful service
Oh,
from Bell, and then
God.
subscribe an additional charge for HBO, and then you don't even get everything.
Man, we really just make shit impossible for you, don't we?
No,
Well,
no,
I
no.
guess just the
It's
rest
not.
of
It's
the
not really
world.
just you guys. It's fucking Bell Media.
Oh man.
They are the ones that make this
Ugh.
impossible. Yeah, they own a monopoly on Canadian telecommunications and TV.
Jeez.
It's freaking annoying.
That is terrible.
Yeah, but that's neither here nor there. There was a YouTuber I used to watch. He
Mhm.
doesn't upload anymore. Gamer Mr. Sark, and he used to complain about Comcast. And through him, I heard about how annoying Comcast is. Bell is like that.
Comcast.
I hear
is- oh my God.
Comcast is a way worse bait from how he describes it.
We got
Like,
off
Bell's pretty
Comcast a
freaking bad.
while ago. Well, I mean, I think once it merged with Xfinity, I think it's probably a little bit better. But yeah, I remember the old Comcast days when it was just fucking madness. That was
Yeah.
like
it's
the worst
still
thing you could
madness.
have. Yeah.
I
Oh,
look,
God.
man. Okay, so I've got 1 gig internet, and I pay $80 a month for it. Okay.
Right.
Comcast calls me up once every few months and offers me this deal where I get a whole bunch of cable TV channels, like 80 or 100, whatever, and I don't watch cable, and then I get 1 gig internet, and it's $120 a month. And I was like, so you want to give me cable internet for 1 gig a month? That's the same speed I've got, and TV that I'm just not going to use, and you want to charge me $40 more than what I'm paying now?
Mhm.
And the last one that talked to me went, right.
Uh-huh.
At least you own up to your shit. I
Yeah,
get that.
right,
I like
exactly.
it. It's like, I'm just doing this for the paycheck. I know it's stupid, but I gotta read the script.
It's all in this script, man.
Yeah. Like, quite honestly though, like what can you say to that? Yeah. All right, that's all the news I got. You guys got anything else?
I forgot to mention, it's Jeff. My kids picked that up too, and it's about Jeff the land shark, and they.
Oh,
about
yeah.
it. And
Oh
it's
yeah.
like
I forgot
yeah.
about that.
now,
Right.
now, my youngest is asking for a Jeff the baby land shark plushie.
Oh.
Right
You
on.
have to get him one. You have to do it.
I'm more than aware of that, Brendan. I
You
have no
gotta do it.
choice.
No exceptions. And no cheap
No
knockoffs
exceptions.
either. Kids will know.
Oh no! Oh yes, he will. He will definitely know. He will definitely know. I had to go out and spend the money on a real pulley Mulcar gerbil, because he would know the difference between that and a regular gerbil stuff plushie. I was like, some bitch.
Can't get away
He
with
would know.
anything. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Right on. Right. Well,
Oh,
with
but
that,
that's about it.
yeah,
Mhm.
I guess we'll get to some honorable mentions. Josh, you want to take it away?
I sure can. Icon versus Hardware, 7 words. This is damn good. Go read it. Superman Lost number 3, a solar battery supersuit, a giant sand Superman, Superman with some heavy ass 5 o'clock shadow. Oh, and did I mention space dolphins? I
That's all you
love
had
this
to say.
book. So I don't know if you picked up how much I love that one, but there's that. Danger Street number 6. There's danger. It's a street.
Nice.
Batman White Knight Generation Joker. This kicks off with Jack Napier spending time with his kids, taking them out for an adventure, and it goes exactly how you think it would. It could be great. It seems to be centered around the Joker's kids, so it's pretty interesting so far. Hopefully it floats. Harley Screws Up the DCU number 3. Continues to be a seriously 100% Harley book, and it's a fun ride. BTOS The Adventures Continue Season 3. It is BTOS The Adventures Continue Season 3. Maybe we're a little partial here, but that book is kicking ass. Sandman Universe Nightmare Country The Glass House number 2. Coming in with one of the longest regular book titles that I can think of in recent history.
Yeah.
But 2 words, fuck yeah. And then finally, Gotham Academy Maps of Mystery. I didn't pick this one up. It's for people interested in maps from Gotham Academy and the Strays, but it's reprints of her first appearances and the GA story from an anthology book this last year. But I've already read that all, so I didn't pick that up. It's good stuff if you like maps.
Mhm.
But that's it for the honorables.
Right
Now
on.
it's up for the
Yeah,
real deals.
Exactly. Some interesting stuff. And now we're going to get into something else entirely, to quote Monty Python. Quick Bites section for the week. We've got one book starting off with Batman Inc. number 8. And Josh, once again, is going to fill us in.
'Tis only a flesh wound. All right.
Oh,
Batman
Holy
Inc.
Grails
number 8. Yeah. Or Joker Incorporated number 1. I'm not sure. You guys tell me. Written by Ed
Special
Brisson.
flip book issue.
There
Yeah.
you go. Written by Ed Brisson, art inside and out by John Timms, colors Rex Locus, and lettering by Clayton Cowles. So, Shanghai, China. Batman of China, double messed up. Dr. Wu is dead. Sky Spider has poofed. And Ghostmaker basically just makes fun of him and says, not cool. Knight, aka Beryl, and Grey Wolf, aka Anzor, have lunch together when he tells her he's thinking about leaving the team. That's when an emergency call comes in. Next, we see Man of Bats. Dad is still alive but not doing well. Then Night Runner asks for backup as he tries to free hostages while he's getting his ass kicked by a bunch of goons following a guy named Charles de Gaulle. Backup was coming until they saw the news about a hostage situation, and strangely enough, the guy on the news looked a lot like Midnighter, so I had to laugh there. It's not him, but it was still funny. Joker breaks into a prison and frees a prisoner named Day Laughing. In Tokyo, finally, Ghostmaker and El Gacho beat up Alpaca and then bust in to find Joker with a bunch of hostages, too. He's also got a wheel, like one of those prize wheels from a fair or a carnival, I guess. And it has 6 people on it, 7 including Joker. Introducing Joker Incorporated, Dusty Bronco, Alpaca, Corvus Call, the Midnighter-looking dude, Day Laughing, Tap Dance Man, and Charles de Gaulle. And all of them are in different places with hostages. Joker spins the wheel, Ghostmaker throws a sword, stopping the spin. Lands on Tap Dance Man, so Joker calls him up and tells him to get to killing people. Damn. This was fun and a damn good issue. I really dig where this whole story is led to, and I'm having a blast reading it. I'll be reading the trades afterwards too, because I have a feeling it's going to read even better. Damn good story with damn good art. It was a badass effort. I was really into it. I gave this one a 9 out of 10.
Nice. Yeah, no, I
Right
thought
on.
this one was just super solid, honestly. And I mean, most of the arcs for the book so far have been pretty short, pretty concise. I mean, the first one was 5, this last one was 2. Like they feel like they're just very tight, but solid storytelling. With a good premise. And I mean, I know that's not the greatest endorsement in the world, but I don't really have any other way to put it. They're just really well done. And also just great work for some of these Batman Inc. characters that are kind of left by the wayside, but it just kind of gives them that extra something. And I love the scenes with Raven Red, who's just like absolutely distraught over his father being shot, and it's like need to,
Raven Red. I said
yeah,
Man
I
of
need
Bat.
to just.
Whoops.
Oh no, you're good. But yeah, I just need to get my hands on this Dusty Bronco guy. And I was like, yeah, you get him, man. So yeah, just really good stuff here. Potential romance between Knight and Grey Wolf, maybe we'll see. But yeah, like I said, great character work, solid story. 8 out of 10 for me.
I don't want to. I'm not trying to be that guy, but Josh, you're missing the pun with when you call him Day Laughing. It's Die Laughing.
Oh,
Die
okay.
Laughing.
Die
Die
Laughing.
Laughing.
Die
Yeah.
Laughing.
Die Laughing.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be Irish or Scottish?
No, I don't know. I didn't even look at where he might be from.
Yeah, it looked
Irish.
like-
Irish.
Yeah,
The
looked like
AI
Irish,
is
yeah.
Irish as I.
yeah, couldn't
Die.
tell.
Or no,
Die
wait.
Laughing.
No, the AI is Irish as A.
So it might not even be Irish.
Like Wiley's like Wally's kid.
Hmm.
That's why sometimes I wasn't sure if it was Jay or Jai.
Have to look at
Oh,
that design
hell,
again.
I don't know.
See if it's
Die Laughing sounds better than makes more sense than Day Laughing. So let's go with Die
Yeah.
Laughing.
Yeah.
Die Laughing, yeah. Apart from that, like I enjoyed the pun. Joker Inc. does look to be a very formidable foe, as is usually the case with the Joker. But for some reason, though, it's just not exciting me like I thought it would. Maybe because of like they just had such a serious foe that challenged Batman Inc. right away in the first story arc, and this is just another challenge that feels like the same kind of stakes threatens to just dismantle it, and it just doesn't feel like it would be as exciting as it could be. I'm still enjoying it, but it just doesn't feel right yet.
Groovy.
That's fair.
So 8 out of 10. It's definitely not horrible, but like it's just not sitting well with me right now.
Mm.
Yeah. But you guys gave
Well,
it a glowing
alright
review, so
then.
that's fair. I'm the odd one out. Yeah.
Okay. Well, according to Bleeding Cool, for as much as they can be trusted, our lovely friend Mr. Rich Johnson seems to believe that Die Laughing is inspired by Welsh names,
That makes more
which
sense.
I guess is something.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but one thing you can count on with Welsh language is that none of it's gonna make any fucking sense.
Exactly.
Amen.
So I think now we might just take a quick commercial break. We're sitting close to an hour, so we will be right back.
Hey, this is Josh from Not a Robot Podcast. We just wanted to let you know that we love doing these shows and appreciate that you're listening. To show us some support, we've cut everything out of the middle. Pay $2.99 a month to get full access to our Discord server on Discord. You get all of our shows as soon as they get released. You get to chat with us and a shout out on the podcast each and every week. You can head over to notarobotpodcast.com for links to join the Discord, send an email to have read on the show, links to our Substack, and more. Don't forget to find us on Twitter and Instagram too. Thanks again for listening. Now let's get you back to the show. Stay human.
And we're back. Thank you for sticking with us.
Thank you,
Here
thank you.
at
Us.
Not a Robot,
Not
the
a
comics review show.
review
The
show.
comics review show
Correct.
for you.
Show.
These are all correct facts.
Yes, you are correct. All right, we are going to dive into our new number ones for the week with our spotlight section, starting off with Spirit World number 1. I think there's been a long-awaited book, and Brandon is going to tell us about the Spirit World.
My pleasure. This is the first book in our We Are Legends line, focusing on the Asian and Asian American heroes, and featuring Asian American and Asian creators. Yeah, this is the beginning. So we'll have to see how this book kicks off the rest of the line. But this is, as Rob said, Spirit World number 1, written by Alyssa Wong with art from Hai Ning. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. With colors from Sebastian Chang and letters from Janice Chung. The book itself, pretty straightforward, I have to say. It opens up in Gotham City, in Chinatown specifically, where a young girl is saved by a hero we met not too long ago, one Xanthi Zhao. And they, as they are non-binary, are making their way to Mr. Wen's goods and sundries shop or whatever it is to locate a way to get back to the spirit world, because they are originally, or at the very least raised in spirit world, as we come to discover late in the book, and have lost their access to that world. And of course, when you're lost and you need help, the person you want to trust with that kind of mission is John Constantine, who reluctantly goes along with them despite not really wanting to after the last team up that they had together. But over in the spirit world, speaking of the last team up they had together, our dear friend and Batgirl, Cassandra Cain, is struggling to get adjusted to the spirit world, as everything that is dead there is coming after her because of her ever so delicious living aura, and she is constantly on the run from some creatures that are trying to eat her right up, but is thankfully
sure do
saved
smell
and
pretty.
protected. Yeah, I know, seriously, but is thankfully protected and saved by some kindly people who decide to take her in as one of her own and keep her safe for a little while. Xanthi and Constantine make their way to one of Constantine's old friends' places in the hopes that he might be able to get access to the spirit world. But unfortunately, he is being devoured by horrible demonic creatures, as you do, because, you know, that's what happens when you tamper with magic. And Xanthi and Constantine, naturally, and Xanthi and Constantine are teaming up to take the rest of them down. In doing so, they're able to get rid of the rest of the demonic creatures, but are now looking to track the energies they emitted to find however the way Constantine's friend was able to connect to the spirit world so that Xanthi might return to the spirit world. And hopefully sooner rather than later, given that Cass, as we saw in a previous scene, is still trying to hide from the demonic energies that are coming after her. And it's also getting a little bit of a lesson on what the spirit world actually is and what it consists of from some of the friends that have taken her in. But back on our world, as Xanthi is looking to trace the energies, she's called to or called by a mysterious voice with someone that she recognizes, or someone that they recognize, and it is revealed that it is their mother. So I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't call it an exceptional debut, but I would call it an exceptionally well done and tightly crafted debut. One that really got to the heart of the plot, gives you a fairly likable character, some motivations for said character, and a mystery of who their parent might be and their connection to the spirit world, and just a solid hook for the next issue. So I don't know, like, not exceptional. I'm sure some people will say like, "Oh, is this necessary?" And maybe not, but I like it. It's a fun character, and I'm gonna be following the rest of the series for as much as I can. So I gave this one an 8 out of 10. Also, really solid art from Heining, who is an artist that I'm not super familiar with, but I hope to follow more because his work is really stellar in this issue.
I think that the majority of this creative team was present on Monkey Prince, including Heining. If not for the majority of the run, was there for at least some of it. Looking through this, you can definitely see the anime inspiration going on here. I know that's something I stole right out of Rob's mouth there. Especially Xanthi. I mean, there are some spots that could have been straight up stills from an anime. This creative team is great, man. I don't know who Alyssa Wong is, or at least their name is not familiar to me, but whoever it is, they write amazing voices. Like, really, really, really good. I was not sure about this book going in, but I sure as hell am now. I really like Xanthi as a main character too. I found it to be a really impressive first issue, and it's not often that I give a setup score, a score like this. But with the personality of this character, the way that they can interact with John Constantine, the whole 9 yards, man, I'm all the way in. I give it a 9 out of 10.
I agree. It's a great first issue, giving us a bigger look into the spirit world and Xanthi together. I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. Beautiful visuals, great story, very interactive, very interesting. The culture involved in it as well. I love seeing the culture in these stories, and it plays a huge part. And I think is a great thing. And having an existing supporting cast, I think, is always a big help for new characters. And in this situation, Batgirl and Constantine are just perfect additions to the story, just to help, not necessarily move it along, because it's having no trouble moving along quite well by itself, but just to give it that push to get readers invested into it. If you're ever not sure about a new character, you see, oh, here's a Cassandra Cain. I love Cassandra Cain. Here's John Constantine. I love John Constantine. There's a story that will draw you in, and then you get to indulge yourself into the spirit world and Xanthi as a character and fall in love with this story. They're great choices for this story, and it's fantastic. It's also a 9 out of 10 for me.
Nice.
All right.
And now for a book I know you've been waiting to talk about for months.
Yeah, which is surrounded by a message I just got from something else that the three of us are going to be talking about soon. That
I just
before
that I haven't had a cigarette in 14 days.
Fucking A, good job, Josh.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Right on. Yeah. What?
Sorry,
did
I
you just
interrupted
feel
you.
like having one?
I mean, I always feel like I have one.
Oh yeah, I get that, but the good thing is you haven't.
Yeah, so
That's
far
very
so
good.
good.
Yeah. Um,
And it helps that I can't leave the house, and nobody will buy them for me. So
yeah, you kind of don't have a
it makes
choice.
it a little easier. Yeah,
Yeah.
got a shit ton of candy, nicotine patches, lozenges, the whole 9 yards, like every supplement you can think of. But I'm sorry, I interrupted you. It just clicked in my head.
Oh, you're fine. That's good news. Um, I was just saying before the three of us go today, we have to finalize the the side project we're working on that is happening potentially this weekend. I just want to finalize with you three because it just got a message reminding me. So yeah, so that's a tease, listeners, for something coming very soon. But slightly tied into it is, as Brandon mentioned, a book I have been waiting for a very long time, and I think we all have in our own way. Green Lantern #1 is finally feckin' here. Oh goodness, and it is brought to us by Jeremy Adams, the king himself, I will say, off his amazing run on the Flash, with art from the always amazing Zermanico, awesome colors from Romulo Fajardo Jr., and beautiful letters from Dave Sharp, because you cannot skimp on the letters. They deserve recognition too. There is a backup, which I will get into later, featuring John Stewart. But for our main story, we open on some miners trapped in a collapsed tunnel. And these miners have some interesting names, such as Denny and Jack. And if that's not a reference to Denny O'Neil and maybe Jack Kirby, I don't know what is. They are being saved by none other than a green light. And at the bottom of the first page, you hear he's back. And yes, he is. Hal Jordan is rescuing these trapped miners with his own green construct drill, offering to help out. And then you get a beautiful title page. Technically recap page, but we'll call it a title page as well. And then we flash on over to Carol Ferris at Ferris Air on a call, trying to figure out, schedule some meetings. But she sees a Green Lantern on the news. It's talked about how he has returned to Coast City, and she responds with, fuck. She's not too happy about this, so she tries to rush on out of the office. And as she rushes out, she gets a call from her secretary saying that there's a Mr. Jordan here to see her. And she's not there. As she says, I'm not here. Maybe I'm in Europe. But as she rushes out to her car, Hal is waiting right outside and greets her with a long time. And he puts on his casual, oh my god, I keep forgetting words. his usual,
brilliant.
wow, not casual,
Yeah.
usual. Holy crap, his usual Hal Jordan charm. Holy crap, Rob. Confusing usual and casual. How do you do that?
It's a long day.
Well, unless
Yeah.
your usual is casual.
Could be. And for Hal Jordan, it might just be
There you go.
his usual casual approach to Carol. She's not having any of it though, because she's moved on. She has a boyfriend. Who might that be? We do not know yet. Only time will tell. Hopefully this is not a Spider-Man situation, and Brandon knows what I'm talking about.
Oh god.
Yeah. Hopefully listeners out there don't know what I'm talking about. Don't waste the time. So Hal is not only there looking to reconnect with Carol, he's also looking for a job, as he's back on Earth full time. He's no longer a Lantern. This is, by the way,
No longer.
a month prior, I believe. Maybe? It does get a bit confusing. We'll get into that. He is back on Earth for the time being. And he wants a new job, and she says, come by the office tomorrow. Maybe we'll figure it out. No promises. He asks her out to dinner one more time. She screams no and drives off. Meanwhile, some people at the bar, at a local bar, are also seeing on the news that Green Lantern is back, and everyone is super excited. And with cries of, we've got our hero back, ain't nothing going to bother us anymore. You see a hooded figure in the background with familiar purple skin and yellow eyes. If you don't know who that is, I won't spoil it. But if you know Green Lantern, you know pretty obvious who it is. Considering the word bubble around it, ain't nothing gonna bother us no more. Oh, buddy, you have no idea how wrong you are. Now we jump back to 1 month earlier. There it is. 1 month earlier now. We see Hal has freshly returned to Earth, and he's enjoying the stars, muttering to himself about a conversation potentially with Kilowog, where he's filling in Kilowog's words himself, and he's drinking a soda and listening to the radio on top of an RV, and just enjoying his time away from being a Lantern. He's quit the Corps, as Earth is Sector 2814 in total is quarantined, and the Guardians are no longer in control. The United Planets now control the Corps, and they are the ones that chose to quarantine Sector 2814 and Earth entirely, as they do not need a Lantern. So Hal quits in protest and also in desire to return home. We're hearing the radio, though, in an impressive bit of art, I must admit. I had to show this off to my wife, that whether it's the colors or the pencils from Zermanico, they do the whole focus blur on the page, and I thought that was fantastic to look at, depending on the focus of the sound. So cool to see on a comic book. So
when
very
he's
cool.
looking up at the sky.
Yeah, and then he hears the radio, and then the focus on the radio in the foreground, and then it goes
Yeah.
back to him listening, and the focus is on him, and the radio is blurred out. It's really cool to see on a piece of paper.
It really is.
Yeah. But that radio is speaking about it's saying out loud that there is an attack downtown, some kind of armored man shooting green lasers, and Hal, despite having no ring, looks at the keys to his truck, gets in it, and drives right away to Coast City. It's going to be a bit of a long drive, though, as he's in the forest outside the outskirts of the city. But he makes it there by the next page and sees destruction and havoc being wreaked upon the downtown core. A man in a red suit of armor, calling himself Steel Fury, is blasting away with green lasers coming out of his hands. And as an officer tells him to run away, he decides instead, being without fear, or knowing how to overcome it regardless, decides to run straight forward. And if there's anybody on Earth that knows how to deal with person shooting green lasers potentially from space, it's Hal freaking Jordan. Before we get into that fight, though, we jump back to today, where Hal is being given his exactly like Seth freaking Rollins, but Hal freaking Jordan. Yes, jumping back to today, it's now the next day. Hal is being given his test as a test pilot once again, where he's going up against two of the younger new pilots for Ferris Air, and Hal is in, believe it or not, a green jet. How fitting. Maybe Carol just knows him that well. He is getting the hang of his wings again, but as he's always said, flying a jet is like riding a bike. Can't really forget. But he's showing off his skills a little too much, as the two young pilots are teasing him and saying that this guy's a dinosaur, and they won't be able to catch up to him, or he won't be able to catch up to them, rather. But he's thinking the opposite, as he does falter a little bit, but gets the handle of just how skilled they are and decides to turn it up a notch, putting the afterburners on and zooming off through the canyon that they're all going around, scaring a goat off its perch, which was hilarious, and nearly crashes the jet as he pulls up, but the controls lock up, and the jet ends up crashing as it makes it to the top of the cliff, bursting into a ball of flame. But we find that Hal's not actually in the jet. It was a drone, and he just destroyed it. Good
Which
job,
means
Hal.
that the goat is okay. Oh, wait. No, it's not.
No, the goat, we
The
don't
goat
know
is
what
dead,
happened to the goat.
guys.
We are
It got
unsure.
hit by a drone, dude. So,
Yeah,
what do you think happened to the goat?
I don't know. I don't know it got hit. I think it just got scared.
Yeah,
But
just ran off.
yeah, but if you know the sound goats make, you can only imagine the scream.
It's bad.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just kidding around.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Forgive my bad jokes. I'm pleading with you.
Yeah. God damn it. I just did a bad joke too, but I don't know if anybody got it. Or
Yeah, kidding.
kid. Okay.
That's
All right.
yeah. That's why
Fair
I
enough.
continued it.
I don't know. That one
Har,
always
har,
slayed with my family. Just
har.
leave it alone. Anyway, moving on back to the story. Carol is understandably pissed off. But Hal is just trying to do his whole smooth talker thing. Very reminiscent, I think, of
Come
the
on,
movie
baby.
scene where he destroyed a jet in that too, and then tried to just talk it out and talk it off like it's not that big a deal. Hey, I did some good, but no, Hal, you didn't. You blew up an expensive jet. So people are understandably pissed off, and Hal's just not able to catch up with the way that test piloting is going. He doesn't like all this high tech stuff, and he is just falling behind. We jump back to 1 month earlier yet again, where Hal gets back in his truck and decides, despite the pleas from the police officer to go back away from the danger, decides to take his truck and ram it directly into the red armored man. Yeah, which great idea because it knocks him down, and he decides to then hit him with a tire iron, and it finds out exactly what kind of suit this is as he gets blasted by a green laser. He describes that the armor is Manhunter armor, and it is very dangerous. This guy found it a couple of months ago in a local bay and couldn't get it to work until one day it just decided to turn on. And he decided to put it on and then decided to wreak havoc. Why the hell not? He blasts Hal one more time, but then Hal reveals that he can't be hurt by these blasts. He's not a pile of ash. The suit was the suit was made long ago by annoying blue aliens, as we know, the Guardians, and the energy that's being funneled out of it is manipulated by willpower. And nobody knows how to manipulate willpower than Hal freaking Jordan, as he manipulates that green blast into a new ring and a new suit, and Green Lantern is back.
Yay!
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah. But we already knew that from the beginning of the issue, so
Oh,
that's
yeah.
that's the downside to time skips, but it's still an awesome scene regardless. I'll jump right into the very quick backup before we talk about the issue. The backup, written by Philip Kennedy Johnson with art from Montos and colors from Adriano Lucas. Letters also by Dave Sharp. This is John Stewart returning home to see his mama and help build her a new shed. She is understandably happy with tears, but is skeptical that he's going to be able to stay for a while. He seems to also be following Hal's suit in quitting the Corps for a while to just return home and focus on Earth and his personal life. Before maybe, if ever, he has to return to the stars and fight the good fight yet again. But before we get into more of John Stewart's life in another universe and another time, specifically what may or may not be the Worlds Without a Justice League Green Lantern world, we see a Green Lantern Corps decimated, and none other than an older Guy Gardner is bleeding out and is being aided by a young Green Lantern who was sent to him by Kyle Rayner. And they're talking about the Radiant Dead are taking over. John has gone missing, but he killed the Bright Revenant years ago, so Gardner has no idea how these things are even alive. They break through constructs, and he asks the young Lantern to speak the new oath. There is a new one, and it's gotta say, quite a fucking good one. Check it out. I will not go through it all right now.
Yeah, even if it lacks the poetic quality of the old one, but I don't have to go into my nerd English analysis at this point in time.
It's definitely a different kind of poem. Not your typical. There's not a lot of rhyming, but I think that's okay. It's quite good. And as he finishes charging up with the oath, the Bright Revenant breaks through into the current Citadel, takes out Gardner, and blasts down the young gun, and then asks for Jon Stewart, demands for Jon Stewart. And this character is none other than the Revenant Queen. And the Revenant, you might remember, we saw in the Worlds Without a Justice League Green Lantern one shot, also written by Philip Kennedy Johnson. So there's definitely some draws from that story. I must admit, I kind of suspected that might be the case, and a lot of stuff with Jon Stewart's family. But that's the first chapter in the Jon Stewart story, which I think was really freaking good, albeit very short. But there's a lot of seeds planted here. I'm excited to see his future with DC Cosmic, because he seems to be doing a lot between this and Action Comics. He seems to be building the cosmic world for DC, and I'm excited for that. But as for the main story, freaking amazing first issue. Feels the freshest Green Lantern story we've had in a long time. There's many promising moments here, and I cannot wait to, and I put this in my notes despite the fact that I said in the review that I wouldn't spoil it. I cannot wait to see Sinestro's angle. I'm just going to say it now. If it wasn't obvious, Sinestro is involved.
And in a leather jacket.
Oh, yeah.
You can't forget that. He stole Red Hood's look. He's got a hooded leather jacket on.
Exactly. But damn, does it look good on him. Zermanico can do no wrong. These visuals are freaking beautiful, and the colors from Romulo Fajardo Jr. are equally as tasteful. I loved the whole damn thing. The biggest thing that came to my mind as I was reading it is it feels like an episode of Green Lantern the Animated Series, which has that background because Jeremy Adams did write a couple of episodes of that series, but it has that same feel in how Hal Jordan is talking in it with the voice that Jeremy Adams gives him, and the actions he takes. It has that same kind of Hal Jordan feel from that show. So if you've never seen it, it's a freaking fantastic show, and I loved it. And so because of that,
you know what?
I think this was really good.
I own it, and I still have never seen it.
Seriously?
I've never sat down and watched it.
Damn.
Oh, you got
to check it out.
Yeah, no, it's a really fun one.
It is. And only gets better as it goes.
Yeah, really. I think once it really kind of starts to, expand on the plot a little bit more.
Yeah, like once it gets past that first arc with the Red Lanterns, which I think is around episode 13, it goes into some crazy shit.
Is it all Hal Jordan?
Mostly, like there are other Lanterns involved. He's the main character, but Kilowog's involved. You do see other Lanterns. I think you see Salak. There is honestly one of my favorite episodes. Guy Gardner's involved. It is fantastic. And he's voiced by Diedrich Bader.
Diedrich Bader. Oh my god. Yeah, and it's so great. He's just
so good. Job. Yeah. So freaking good. But that's a discussion for another time. We got to bring it up on screen someday. As for this issue, I could go on and on all freaking night, but we don't have time for that. 9.5 out of 10. Loved it. I own 3 copies of it.
Of course.
I can't wait to collect more.
Well, this one got a 9 out of 10 for me, straight up. I have been waiting to talk about this for like 5 days, so the moment is here, and it couldn't have come sooner, honestly. Definitely could not have come later, because there was so much here that I wanted to talk about that I feel like Rob kind of captured way better than I could. But yeah, I think the best word that I would describe it is basically what you said. It feels fresh. It feels new. There's been a lot of fun Lantern stuff in the past, but I think a lot of it has really tried to capture the sort of like Jeff Johns era, which is fine because that was definitely really good stuff and arguably the Lanterns at their peak. But it's nice to see someone kind of come in and be like, no, this is my direction. And I know the last time that happened with the Grant Morrison run, it was a little bit more divisive, but I feel like this is definitely more accessible than that run, for as much as I love it. But no, I mean, this was it was like great voice for Hal, really getting him back to Coast City, to his roots and everything as a pilot. Honestly, just finishing that first issue, I was like, I just want the second one in my hand so we can just kind of keep this going, keep this energy going. And then, of course, the backup with Philip Kennedy Johnson, I feel like it's just a taste of what's coming, and has me really excited for the War Journal book that he's going to do. But just, I mean, just to see the kind of creativity and world building that he's going to bring to the Green Lanterns, which is, I mean, just the perfect place for it, is really exciting to see. So great art, great story, fresh start, which is nice, and just really great stuff all around. So 9 out of 10 for me.
Right on.
Yeah, you can tell that Jeremy Adams is a big Hal Jordan fan, and you can tell that because this is Hal Jordan, and I mean it's like classic Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
And I like the way that it's set up to where it's just him kind of sort of being a regular guy, obviously leading to him being an independent Green Lantern of Earth. You know, like fuck the United Planets, he's going to do what he wants. That's kind of cool. Seeing what Sinestro is doing there, given that he's wearing, this is going to sound stupid, but given that he's wearing a leather jacket and with a hoodie on it, I'm gonna say that for some reason he's been relegated to Earth 2. So
Somehow,
it'll
some
be fun.
way.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see where that goes. If I rated it separately, I probably would have gave that an 8.5. The second part, the art's better than I would have expected in a John Stewart story because let's face it, lately the John Stewart stories have not looked the greatest. I gave this a 7.75, but the thing is that I had to read this twice in order to figure out what the hell was going on because the long-haired dude calls the other guy Shepard and the short-haired dude calls the other guy Gardner, and Shepard looks like a young Gardner. So
Yeah.
I was like, am I reading
Yeah.
this dialogue backwards? What the fuck is going on here? I went back and read it again, and I was like, I'm getting it. This is an older Guy Gardner. Okay, cool. Maybe they should have drawn Shepard a little differently, but
Yeah.
I gave it a 7.75. The story is really good. It looks really good. The whole issue, I give an 8.25. It's done really well. Given that he's such a real, true Green Lantern fan, and what he's done so far, especially with the Flash, I'm excited to see what he does next. And then, of course, fingers crossed, and maybe I'm the only one that's thought of this, but fuck me running if I wouldn't love it if Jeremy Adams wrote a Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, and Barry Allen team-up book.
No, I thought about that recently too.
That would be fun.
I was, what was I listening to? I think it was actually the podcast of Voa early this week. They were interviewing Jeremy Adams, and that was actually a topic of discussion of the Trinity and how like Hal Jordan, Ollie, and Barry are like the secret best Trinity compared to
Yeah.
Bruce, Diana, and Clark. That Barry, Ollie, and Hal are the better Trinity in a way.
Which is funny because
They
Historically-
certainly
have a
are
story
the funnier
together.
one.
yeah, historically, Ollie and Barry are usually at odds with each other.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
And
they
so
don't-
it's,
they
it's
don't
kind of
even
weird.
trust
It's like,
each
yeah,
other.
it's more like they have a mutual friend in Hal Jordan, and he's
Yeah.
just kind of like trying to keep the peace between them. There's that great
Well,
issue
is
of
that kind of like
Flash.
is that kind of like the Trinity with Wonder Woman though?
I mean, I feel like they
Yeah.
definitely get along a lot more. You're not really gonna see, if Ollie's making chili, he's gonna invite Hal, and Hal's gonna
Yeah.
invite Barry, and
Yeah.
Ollie's gonna begrudgingly give him a bowl of chili. Whereas
Yeah.
if Clark invites, Bruce and Diana out to the farm or wherever for dinner, they're both gonna show up because they like Clark.
Yeah.
But
And-
see,
and
that's the
also
whole thing.
like each other.
Hold on. That's the whole thing. When you see them together outside of an event, it's always just Clark and Bruce. It's like they never even think to invite Diana. What
Well, that
up
might
I
be
mean,
with that.
because of
sometimes.
yeah. That might also just because they have their whole world's finest thing, and I feel like Diana's kind of pushed this, which may or may not be some sexism, but that's a whole other discussion. Point is, I think their Trinity is a little bit more is a little bit more dysfunctional.
Yeah, I mean this.
Yeah,
It's
no,
just
you're more than right there.
it's an issue of Batman and Superman were teaming up long before they met Wonder Woman,
Yeah.
right?
Wait a
So
second.
they've
So
had
if there's
they've
a
had to-
second Trinity, then I think science dictates that there needs to be a Trinity of Trinities. So who would the other three be?
the Dark Trinity.
Dark Trinity.
Yeah, Red Hood,
Trinity Dark?
Artemis, and Bizarro.
Mm.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck
You could have like
yeah.
kind of an an outsider trilogy of Aquaman, Martian Manhunter, and I'm
Manhunter.
trying to think. No, Martian Manhunter, Aquaman, and Hawkman or Hawkgirl,
Yeah.
depending on which one the Hawks, because they're
Yeah.
all kind of they're from Stranger Worlds, and they're kind of the people that are
Would it
not
be-
more the more straightforward members of the Justice League. They kind of come from their different realities, their different worlds, and it's a bit more of an adjustment for them to be on a team with a bunch of regular humans.
Would it be
And
a
you
bad
actually
idea
make a
to
point
replace
in-
the Thanagarians with Artemis?
What?
Would it be a bad pitch to replace the Thanagarians with Artemis?
Well, I'm saying
The
just like
Amazon?
people on the Justice League. Yeah. Like if you had like
Oh,
three
yeah, okay,
Trinities
there
on
you
the
go.
Justice League, if you have like
Yeah.
9 people and you have the main Trinity, which is Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, the kind of like I don't even know what you would call them, the brave and the bold Trinity
Yeah,
of
might be.
of the hard traveling
finest
Trinity.
Trinity. Oh,
Yeah,
I
the
like
world's
that.
finest
yeah.
Trinity of Barry, Hal, and Ollie. Then you have your outsider trilogy of Hawkman, Martian
Arthur,
Manhunter,
Jean, and Carter.
and
Yeah,
Aquaman.
and-
yeah,
And then you get Trinity Dark.
yeah, and then you get
yeah.
the,
Exists
the
outside
Dark
of
Trinity.
Dark
Yeah,
Trinity,
I'm
yeah.
surprised they've never done that angle before. I always kind of thought that those three would get along. Huh? Maybe I should keep that in my back pocket. In case I
Yeah.
ever
Like
get my show.
Arthur, Jean, and Carter.
And Carter. Yeah.
Yeah.
They kind of had Martian Manhunter with the bond with Hawkgirl, but that was more like romantic / maybe
yeah.
platonic. But yeah, I'm surprised they never.
Well,
did
Be
that.
throw
there
Hawk
was-
Woman instead of Carter.
Mhm.
I love Hawk Woman. Best one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That there was the Justice League of America 0 issue in 2006. And I
Yeah.
know because I've read this issue like 1,500 times. They actually talk about that, how Clark, Diana, and Bruce all have their like secret meetings, but they know that other members of the League did too. Like Barry and Hal always
Yeah.
had their adventures together. And then they go on to
Mhm.
say Arthur and Jean have their own secret meetings together.
Oh
being-
man.
Yeah, so that's already kind of canon in a way.
Yeah.
It's just missing that
Didn't see it
third
on
character
that,
in
yeah.
each pair. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and there was oh wait, no, I'm thinking of something else. For some reason I think I was thinking of there was like a moment in the Aquaman The Becoming where it's like Arthur is going to Mars, but it said he was teaming up with Frankenstein, not John. But I don't
Yeah.
know. Next time he goes to Mars, maybe he should consider teaming up with his green buddy. His other
For
green buddy.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Anyway, before
Anyway.
we run out of time for you, because you got to dip
Yeah.
at 7,
Yes.
we're going to get into our full dive books for the week, books that are already existing, starting off with Wildcats number 7, brought to us by yourself, Brandon.
Yes,
Woo!
yes. Wildcats number 7, brought to us this week, of course, by our familiar team, sort of familiar at this point. Written, of course, by Matthew Rosenberg, with art from Christian Duce and, sorry, I didn't write down the second name, Danny Kim, with colors from Elmer Santos and Tony Avina, and letters from Farron Delgado. After shooting the Void, Cole is finding himself on a little magical mystery tour across the multiverse which is frankly the worst place that Grifter could be. But I guess they just won't let you choose where you get zapped to after you kill an strange cosmonaut woman who sends you through the multiverse. So that's what Cole is up to, back over on our Earth at the very least. Excuse me. Ladytron is trying to break into the wreckage of the Halo Corporation, but is meeting resistance. Thankfully, Marlowe intervenes, and while he's certainly not on her side, basically lets her stay there and then kind of tells her to fuck off after she's giving him lip. We catch up with Cole again, who is still going through his tour through multiple Earths, quickly discovering that on each Earth, Grifter has some kind of history, and he actually ends up on one Earth that may or may not be the original Wildstorm Earth, as he encounters Hellspawn of the original Wildcat series, which I thought was pretty funny. They don't delve into it further, just sort of mention that he has crimes to pay and that the Carabim that he works for will not win the war against the Daemonites. Again, anyone who read the original Wildcats will get that wink and nod. But back on our Earth, Ladytron, having kidnapped, I'm going to call her Voodoo because that's what I know her as, but I think she's just called Priscilla here, is trying to persuade her to help them locate Grifter as they believe he's not dead. And she is repeatedly insisting that tracking him across the multiverse is impossible. He's almost certainly landed somewhere in the sun or is dead by now or just somewhere impossible to locate. And it's frankly a useless venture. But Grifter finally lands on an Earth, where it seems like he's not quickly teleporting to, and it's yet another post-apocalyptic wasteland where he encounters a few old friends that we recognize and are taking him in, but are a little bit confused. And by now he's been to enough Earths that he knows the deal, and he's like, okay, yes, I'm not the Grifter you recognize. What do you care? Blah, 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 so-and-so. And of course comes face to face with this universe's Grifter and is like, all right, let's have it. You know, I get it's weird and strange, but let's just go on with it, only to discover that this world's Grifter is not a Cole Cash or a Cole Cash variant, but is in fact his deceased brother, Max. Priscilla, who is still insisting that you can't locate him and frankly doesn't want to try, gets chided by, oh my god, I'm forgetting her name from Gen 13, the redhead girl. What am I talking about?
Caitlin?
Caitlin Fairchild. And basically says, like, you're just choosing to quit and it's kind of a waste of time. And she's like, whatever. I'm going to do what I want to do. Leave me alone. And I guess that's the end of that. Though I'm sure they're going to sweet talk Voodoo into helping find Grifter at some point or another. We cut back to this universe's version of the Batcave, where they are planning their next mission to locate someone that they believe will help them save the human race. And of course, he's hoping that it's not something that he will regret. But unfortunately, they inform him the person they're trying to save is none other than likely Adriana Tereshkova, aka The Void, the very person that Grifter just killed. This was fun. I mean, it was a lot of just kind of Grifter hopping from Earth to Earth, which was fun, but I think you sort of get the idea after a while, and eventually you're like, okay, what's next? Like, let's kind of ground this a little bit. But it was nice at the very least to see the kind of myriad of Earths that he was popping to, and also to see the rest of the Wildcats are still kind of trying to continue their search for Cole and make sure that he's okay. They have that kind of loyalty. But I think really the point of this book is just like the Wildcats started working for Halo. Now they realize Halo's kind of full of shit. And they're basically, once they get Grifter, they're going to kind of start their campaign against Halo and break off into their own. Like, I'm starting to get the vibe that that's really the whole point of this book. And I think that's an interesting story. But ultimately, I'm kind of like waiting to see when they get to that point. Because they've kind of already established that Halo and the Halo Corporation are not trustworthy, that Marlowe is kind of a sketchy dude, and they're not really comfortable working for him. There's not a lot of trust there. But they've kind of just been like floundering, and they're like, okay, we don't trust him. We're gonna try and go up against him, but like eventually, and it's like, okay, but you know, you've known this for a while now. Like, let's get to it. So I assume once Grifter makes his return, or they end up saving him, that's when they'll eventually start that process. But aside from that, solid stuff. Artwork was pretty good. There was some stuff that wasn't great, but you know, for the most part, it was functionable. So there's that. But yeah, no, the issue gets a 7.75 out of 10 for me.
Wow. I liked the art for the most part. It wasn't like up to the standards of what it usually is, but I still liked it. That first page, dude, a creepy ass Jonah Hex Joker cowboy, dude, that was fucked up. But and I can't help but wonder if Voodoo will rat the Wildcats out to Marlowe. Like, this story has caught me off guard with every single issue, and it's been a hell of a ride for both me and Cole. Kill the Void and then have to save her. And which one? Is there a chance like that the Void is the same Void in every universe? The art from Danny Kim and Christian Deuce is absolutely great. Colors from Santos and Avena are just as good. And while the story is crazy, it's the right kind of crazy for the Wildcats. Is this ongoing, or is it just 12 issues? It's an ongoing, right?
Now, yeah.
Right.
Okay, good. That was one of
Right.
my questions. Is this an ongoing yet? Because I couldn't remember. Because it freaking has to
Yeah.
be.
I hope so. It gets an 8.75 out of me.
I'm just looking something up right now because I can't remember the name they keep bringing up. Shit.
A name they keep bringing up.
Yeah,
Is it Emp?
Emp. Yeah.
Yeah.
EMP.
I had to look it up because I understandably am not,
Yeah,
or
Lord
not necessarily
Emp,
understandably, but
another
remember
old Wildcat
if you
reference.
do that, I am not too brushed up on Wildstorm comics. But yeah, after looking up
Wait a
Emp
second,
or
Brandon.
EMP,
You looked up. His name is Emp. I've always called him EMP.
Yes, Lord Emp of the Carabim or of the Kara or something like that. But yeah, it's if you read the basically what is the first arc of the Wildcat series, the first 4 issues, they kind of establish the whole mythology of the Daemonites versus the Carabim. I know way too much about this shit, and I'm kind of embarrassed, honestly. 'Cause
hey,
it's like,
don't
it's
be
really-
don't
I
be
mean,
embarrassed.
Don't be.
yeah, it
I
was
mean,
like
I knew it at one time.
I think I think we were recording when I told you guys last year when I was just like there was a point last spring actually where I went through all of the Image Founders miniseries. So I read Wildcat,
Right.
Cyberforce, the first 6 issues of Spawn, the first regrettably like 4 or 5 issues of Youngblood, Shadowhawk, the first Shadowhawk miniseries, and what am I forgetting? Oh, Savage Dragon. And
Nice.
yeah, all of that stuff is like I mean, some of it I've kind of pushed out of my mind because I'm just like I don't ever need this, but some of it stuck with me. Wildcats is definitely the best of those, which is not a very high bar. But yeah, no, that's why like the knowledge I have of some of this early Image stuff and some of the early Wildstorm stuff is shocking and kind of concerning.
Yeah, like looking it up, I was definitely shocked to
Yeah.
find out who Emp really is.
Mhm.
At least on the wiki, who they really are.
Yeah.
Which I probably spoiled some of the story for myself by doing that. But if you already know Wildstorm,
Yeah.
then you know what's coming. So
Yeah.
I don't feel like I spoiled much. I'll just pretend like I already knew. But I think that's interesting.
go.
This whole kerfuffle that I'll
That's
call
one
it
way of putting
I'll
it.
call it a kerfuffle for now.
It's a
That Cole has
kerfuffle.
got himself into this multiversal kerfuffle Try saying that 5 times fast.
Multiversal confuffle. Nope, it's not gonna
No,
happen.
see, you can't do it. You can't do it.
Multiversal confuffle. Nope.
Yeah.
Keep
At some
sending
point,
me
you're
to
just gonna say
confuffle.
fuck. Yeah.
I just did.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. But this multiversal fuckful is definitely something Cole has got his hands full with, and some interesting stops he's made along the way, even to like the 7 Soldiers of Victory. I thought that was really cool to see. And just the main story going on back and I imagine that's still Earth 0, if that's what it's being called now, with the rest of the Wildcats team. Just a whole bunch of like, it's turning into a real espionage type book, complete with throwbacks to old school Wildcat stories and just other DC stuff at large. Like it's gotten really freaking interesting, and it was interesting to begin with. Damn happy it's an ongoing. I know I keep forgetting. I will probably keep saying that until we get to issue 13, because that seems to be the cutoff for what's consisting of an ongoing.
I think the reason why I do it is like, this isn't gonna end, right?
Yeah. Exactly, because there should be no end. just keep having Cole get into hijinks and shenanigans and kerfuffles.
That's the recipe for success when it comes to the Wildcats. Just
Exactly.
don't take them down the. What do you think, Brandon? Don't take them down the rabbit hole of giving Grifter psychic powers again.
Yeah, that would.
That seems like a bad idea. No, he's cool as he is.
Yeah,
He's
Very
cash
much
money.
so. That was
Yeah.
a very bad time in Grifter's existence.
I can imagine. And lastly, before we move on and give my score, Ladytron is my favorite fucking character.
Don't call her Ladytron.
No, don't call her Ladytron, but she's my favorite fucking character. She's so friggin' great.
Actually, I could be messing this up, but I'm pretty sure Ladytron is either an Alan Moore creation or a James Robinson creation. Believe it or not.
Huh.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
That
Well,
is
you know.
interesting, yeah. I gotta look that up. That's
Yep,
very
Alan
interesting.
Moore.
Alan Moore, wow.
Alan Moore Fisher Est.
Interesting.
Yeah. For
I
anyone remotely curious, Alan Moore had a brief, like 16, 17 issue run on the Wildcats because I think he realized that the Image cash cow was not stopping anytime soon, and he wanted to collect some checks while he could, and he did.
Fair enough.
And that run is, from what I've heard, not great, but if you're curious, it's out there.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
check it out.
he got paid, and he
got
He was happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got
People
that cold cash
usually
money.
are happy when they got paid.
Yeah.
Exactly. All in all, though, 9 out of 10 for Wildcats number 7. Really enjoyed it. I'm loving it. Is that the old McDonald's slogan? I'm loving it. Anyway, moving on to our last book of the
Old
week.
one.
It's also
I'm
the
loving
last issue of this series, as it was a limited series. We don't normally do limited series like this, but this is just good enough and important enough to talk about. This is Stargirl, The Lost Children, number 6. Brought to us by Jeff Johns with art from Todd Knock, colors from Matt Herms, and letters from Rob Lee. We pick up exactly where we left off, somewhat. Our man from the future, Courtney from present day, is giving us a rundown of Our Man from the future and what he means to her and his recent history, or his future history. Time travel is confusing. Then we jump back into the I don't remember what the island's called. The Island of No Time, I will say, where Our Man has, as we know, betrayed the children of the past and frozen them in time with his android powers. Again, very confusing character, but he's from the 853rd century where science has no meaning. Stargirl is the only child left untouched, and she's doing her best to take out the egg machines with her cosmic rod. Cosmic Rod, right? Not Cosmic Staff. I don't have that
Right.
wrong.
Rod.
Right. Thank you.
I forget what its name is though. It's got a name.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I don't remember. I think she says it during this, but I don't remember the name right now. Um, yeah, she's asking what the hell happened to him because she did serve with him on the Justice Society for a time, and he explains that he has been forgotten to time alongside all these children uh, for some reason. After his fight with Extant, he was just forgotten, or during or before his fight with Extant. We don't know exactly when, but at some point along that timeline. People just forgot he existed, and let's face it, nobody forgot he existed. We were waiting for him to come back. Damn it! But at least in that universe, he thinks everyone forgot he existed. Courtney takes the fight to Childminder at the time, who she then shoots Childminder in the face with a blast, breaking her mask, and you see the old bird lady face underneath it, which
Mother Goose.
infinitely more disturbing than the mask. I think I liked the mask better. Really fucking
That's
weird
who
nose.
it's supposed to be, right? Mother Goose.
I think so. Yeah, I think that was the idea
Yeah.
that they were portraying.
I mean, they flat out said something about it being nursery rhymes and shit. I know it was
Yeah.
Mother Goose or Old Mother Hubbard, and I'm pretty sure it was Mother
something
Goose.
like that.
Or both.
Yeah.
Who knows? But
Something.
basically, most nursery rhymes are based on Childminder, the witch from Hansel and Gretel. Even who knows? The bear from Goldilocks and the Three Bears. I don't know. Could be anything.
There were 3 bears in Goldilocks and the 3 bears.
But she was one of them, or all 3. We don't know the extent of Childminder's powers. Or will we ever find out? Because after taking down Childminder in a way, kind of just breaking her mask, and then she gets really pissed off and doesn't do anything. Courtney then goes straight for Our Man, who then uses his power to siphon the time from Courtney, the life from Courtney, turning her 50 years older into an old woman, and is supposed to put it into Childminder. But then Corky Baxter shows up, and with a throw of Crockett attacks Our Man right in the face. And who wants raccoon wounds on your face? Definitely not Peter
Nobody.
Griffin. Yeah.
Definitely
So,
not Peter
yeah,
Griffin.
nobody. Definitely not Peter Griffin. Yeah.
Or anybody in the Guardians of the Galaxy.
No, definitely not.
Wait a second, he's not a raccoon.
And why is he called Rocket Raccoon? Damn it.
I don't know.
In the comics.
Take it up with him,
Yeah.
dude. Or
Yeah,
Bradley
I don't think I
Cooper, one
want
of them.
to. I don't want to get shot in the face. Yeah, so Corky catches Courtney. Yeah, I said that right?
Yes.
That was weird. Corky catches Courtney. Okay.
Yes.
And since Crockett kind of interrupted Our Man's power, so I was going to say spell, but not really. That'd be too much for an android to do magic as well. Talked to Red Tornado about that. Courtney gets her age back and reverts back to her, I believe, 17-year-old self. Then, because Our Man was the one holding all the young heroes hostage, the spell on them breaks as well. Pardon me for magic use again. And they're all freed from their time bubbles. And they're all ready to take the fight to Childminder and Our Man together. Because as Boom says, they have each other. And away they go, all the young heroes fighting together as Courtney bounces around with her cosmic staff, or cosmic rod rather, I screwed up that time, and goes straight for Our Man, one-on-one, mano-a-mano, as Corky tries to shut down the time storm that has opened up around them. Our Man's programming that is starting to fix itself, and his mind is slowly coming loose, but it is too late. His true master is here, and it is none other than Corky Baxter, Time Master, a much older Rip Hunter aged version of Corky Baxter, and an older version of Crockett, who has seen some fucking shit.
And he's a dick.
Yeah. Crockett looks like he's lost an eye at that. Like, god damn, I want to read his stories from the 90s. Anyway, uh, our man gets the cosmic rod, blasts Courtney with it, and old Corky and young Corky are there trying to talk at what the hell's happening. At least young Corky is saying, I would never do this. They're my friends. What are you doing? And old Corky is like, come on, Corky, you know what is really going to happen. You know what you have to do. You're not here to rescue them. You're here to kill one of them. Inadvertently, not directly, indirectly kill one of them. He has to put at least one back in place in their time, or the universe will be destroyed. As young Corky tries to attack him, he gets hit with a time blast, I guess, and is kind of frozen in place. As our man is also going through the same thing because Boom has vibrated her hands through his head into his brain and takes it out of his head, where the young uh, Mr. Terrific sidekick. Oh, I think his name was Fairplay. Sorry, I couldn't remember his name, but Fairplay
Fair
is
play.
using his intellect to try and figure out what the hell happened and finds a device that was embedded in his brain, our man's brain, and removes it, which puts our man back to normal. Childminder is back up and is about to attack all the young heroes again, but gets hit by a blast from the time storm, reverting her to a young age, all the way back to an egg. Where some of the young heroes pick it up and try to figure out what the hell they're going to do with that. She got her wish. She is young again, albeit much younger than she wanted. Uh, Corky, old Corky, is understandably pissed off, hates everyone, but our man, now back to his old self, uses his abilities and blasts old Corky into the time storm, uh, seemingly destroying it and him. But that time storm, while it's destroyed, instead turns into a time vortex, sucking everyone in, including Wing, who is the one that is fated to go back to his time and die. As Corky catches him, or no, Courtney catches him. Sorry, I got the names mixed up. Courtney catches him, and everyone is holding on to Courtney in a very awesome looking scenario. Um, as Wing says, "Look, I have to go. I know what's happening. I was teleported here as I was about to die, saving the world. It needs to happen. Let me go. This is my choice." And he lets go and is, as we know, dies, saving the world. As all the other young heroes are transported back to Courtney's time in the present day. All the young sidekicks from the Golden Age are now in the modern age, and oh boy, this is going to be interesting because
Yeah.
there's like freaking 20 of them. There's as
They're
many young
Yeah.
heroes here as there are
building
Night
some
Terror
new roundhouses.
tie-ins.
Yeah.
No,
And
there's
I
not.
mean, what's more, some of the heroes that these sidekicks served along have been dead and have legacy replacements, which is going to be
Yeah,
quite an interesting dynamic.
yeah,
You know, Salem the Witch Girl and Khalid and Fairplay and this version of Mr. Terrific, Michael Holt, and
yeah.
all these
There's so many.
kind of strange dynamics. Yeah.
I'm really interested to see what Judy Garrick's reaction to her father being like 70 is
Yeah.
going to be. Like, how do
Yeah.
you deal
Yeah,
with
but
that?
again, built like a brick shithouse.
Oh God, yeah, yeah. He may be 70, but
Dude
he's
is
gonna
fucking
last till
ripped.
140.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. It's
yeah,
gonna
Built
last
like
to
Superman.
1040 probably.
yeah. All right, so the day is saved, Wing is mourned, and the Seven Soldiers of Victory reform, if only for the day, to honor Wing's passing, but also maybe, just maybe, they'll come together again when needed. Even Crimson Avenger agreed to that. Courtney decides, despite being part of the Justice Society and technically the Seven Soldiers as well, which I think is her other team. She wants to start a third, which she wants to call the Young Justice Society. Uh, Exciting stuff there. And in an epilogue, we see Rip Hunter talking to Corky, young Corky, in the time lab. Young Corky is understandably disheveled and upset that his older self becomes such a bad, horrible person. As Rip says, "Look, you have the opportunity to change this. You won't necessarily become that guy. I've seen to it that he does not come back. And you're becoming a real time master. Don't worry. Maybe I'll pick you up something nice from the Old West. That's your favorite time, right? Uh, and that's where it ends. And then we get to see more of Stargirl and the Young Justice Society in Justice Society of America #6 when it eventually comes out, whenever that may be.
Yeah.
Ending with a big tease, as per Jeff Johns. I do love it. It's always cool to see. The Young Justice Society could be very cool since we really don't have any other young super team active right now. The only problem is it's freaking massive. There's so many people here. I'm not necessarily against that. It's just it's going to be a huge undertaking and a lot of voices to cover.
And see, man, that's what I'm wondering. I mean, I don't think we got to be looking at a Legion type situation here. It's got to be, certainly there's only some of them are going to be on the team.
Yeah, I imagine certain ones, Ollie Pitcher, for example, and Betsy Ross. Yeah, Fair Play, maybe maybe some of the ones that like have that JSA connection. Airwave, for example, probably will not be, but we'll see, because he's the biggest question mark I have is why Airwave is even included. Because, and I did a little bit of research on this, and I know I might be going over with Brandon here, I'm sorry. I just wanted to get this out because I haven't yet. This has to be the Hal Jordan Airwave, because if it's Larry Jordan was an adult when he became Airwave. He wasn't a kid because he was already a lawyer when he discovered the technology to manipulate airwaves. Mm-hmm. And he died as a lawyer, not even as a superhero. So it's got to be the Hal Jordan, because this is a young version. But this Hal Jordan Airwave debuted in the Bronze Age, not in the Golden Age. And is still around.
Rob means it because he's thumping in a rhythm as he's speaking.
Oh, you can hear that. Yeah. I'm just like, yeah. I'm doing that to remember the points. Like, okay, this is it. Wow, yeah. I didn't realize how loud that was. Sorry. Yeah. It's just, that's the thing that's bugging me, is just the fact that Airwave is around. And I know he was the Bronze Age, because I fucking read it last week in Green Lantern 100. I just read it, and like, I know it was the Bronze Age for Hal Jordan. So I find that curious, and I'm curious to see if this version of Airwave is going to stick around, especially since we saw Airwave in the Grant Morrison Green Lantern series as well, in that annual, which was really fucking good. But everybody else is pretty cool. I also get the feeling we're not done with adult Corky. His reasoning for all of this was a little vague, apart from Wing has to die. But if that's the whole reason, why was he stealing all these other kids? I don't really get it. Apart from that, solid
he's a
series.
Collector. He's got to have the whole set.
Yeah, fair enough. I get that. 8.75 out of 10 for this issue. I very much look forward to more Justice Society.
Yeah, I'm the same way, dude. I mean, I'll be damned. It was a damn good run. Jeff Johns, slam dunk again. Hell of a story. Young Justice Society idea is cool. Awesome is the art is awesome. 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I gotta kind of speed run this, but pretty much echo most of what you said. I'll be sad to see this book go. It was a really fun 6-issue series, and I hope they have the chance to do another one soon. And like you said, it'll be interesting to see the dynamic of sidekicks in the modern day, especially with the people who have inherited their mentors' namesakes, and for the people who've just lost their families, I think, which the only person who wasn't an orphan was Ladybug or something like that. So yeah, it'll be interesting. But 8.5 out of 10 for me.
Right on.
Right on.
All right,
well, I guess, should we move on?
Top 3 and favorite moment if you had one. Brandon, you want to kick us off?
All right, yes. I will kick you off, and then I got a jet like Hal Jordan. So at number 3, I have...
you do it green.
Yeah, and of course, more like Barry Allen, as you know, I can be very Flash-like. Number 3, I have Spirit World. Number 2, Stargirl, The Lost Children. Number 6, and number 1, had to give it to Green Lantern, which I'm sure I will not be the only person on this show with Green Lantern at number 1. Favorite moment, easily the last page of Green Lantern, but honestly, pretty much every scene in that Another Time, Another Place sequence in the backup story was
And the
really
backup.
great too, and the whole like I mean,
Right on.
even if it doesn't flow in the iambic pentameter, the whole backup oath with the lantern in the dark was just cool as hell and beautifully illustrated. So that was my
Definitely.
top 10.
Right on.
Right on. Before you
Uh,
jet out, I just want to confirm it while we're on air. I'll tease it again for the listeners. 2 p.m. on Saturday still good for you, or is that
Yes,
too late?
yeah. No,
Okay,
that's good.
all right,
Okay.
perfect.
All right.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Best of luck.
All right, Brandon. Thank you for joining us. It's my fault that we always go on too long because my summaries are always really long. But he usually has to jet around 7 o'clock when we record on Thursdays. So that's why we're always cutting it to a little too close for him. I'll do my top 3 now, though. Number 3, I had Spirit World number 1. Number 2, I had Wildcats number 7. And number 1, I had Stargirl, The Lost Children. No, I had Green Lantern number 1. I think that's no surprise. My favorite moment is also just like Brandon's. The last page, Hal controlling the green blast, making a new ring was so badass. I really liked that.
It was pretty cool, man. Well, shit, y'all. All right, I'm gonna change it. My top 3. Number 3 went to Wildcats. Number 2 went to Batman Inc. And number 1 went to Spirit World number 1. Man, everything was super good this week. And my favorite moment is going to be on the TV when I looked down and I was like, Jesus Christ, is that Midnighter? I'm glad.
Yeah.
I was glad to find out that it wasn't. So I'll pick that one as my favorite moment.
Right on. Wait, sorry, for which moment are you talking about? In Wildcats?
Oh, in Batman Inc.
Oh,
When
okay.
it was
Yeah.
on the news for the hostage situation, the guy, it was a side profile of, what the hell was the guy's name?
What the?
Corvus Call is
Right,
the
yeah.
guy's name. And,
Yeah.
yeah, from side profile, he looks like Midnighter. I was like, is that
Yeah.
fucking Midnighter?
At a second glance there. No, I only
Yep.
asked about Wildcats because he was in that issue, which was pretty freaking cool. Yeah, so that was our favorite moments. Now it's time for your favorite moments. It is.
Well, do you have one? Brandon
do.
wrote. Brandon. Oh, you do have one. Oh my
I
goodness.
do. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, then by all means, let's go ahead and start that over because it definitely deserves a proper introduction.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Go ahead.
It was our favorite moment. Now it's time for your favorite moments. It is.
The biggest thinker.
Oh, that's nasty.
I'm sure it will be.
Yeah. Not completely nasty.
Yeah.
We do know Brandon did not have one this week. He liked everything. Josh, did you have one?
So the least impressive thing that I read this week was the Free Comic Book Day Dawn of DC Night Terrors.
Yeah, can you really count that though?
No,
That's the thing.
no, I
Exactly.
can't really count that. So, I mean, other than me just really not liking Danger Street, I did not have one from this week.
Fair enough. I do have one, and I put this kind of lightly. Like it's not fully a stinker. It's maybe just a weird smell. You know, it's like
Something you don't want.
Did somebody fart, or is that just a weird flower? I don't know.
A weird
Batman
flower.
Inc. number 8 just kind of left a weird taste in my mouth. Like it's enjoyable, but there's something about it I just can't get into either. There's something about it I don't care about. it's really weird. I don't know. I can't get fully invested into the story as much
Not
as I
every
am
book is for
enjoying
every
it.
person.
Yeah. that's just the way it is. Unfortunately, I know you guys are really enjoying it. That's great. I am kind of enjoying it too. But it's the book I'm looking forward to the least every week or every month rather. So I don't know. That's
That's
it.
a bummer.
Yeah, I think so too.
Well, all right then.
Yeah.
There
And with
she
that,
be.
there, there she be indeed.
There she be.
With that, that is our show. So if you feel like supporting us, check out our Discord server for only $2.99 a month. Visit our website at notarobotpodcast.com for links to our Discord, as well as our Twitter, Instagram, shows, etc. Much more there. And subscribe to our Substack for bonus reviews, articles, and more. And as always, there's only one way we say goodbye around here. Until next time, be good to each other.
And don't be a robot. Yeah, so Holly has convinced me that in order for me to continue on hating Tom King for as much as I do, that I need to go revisit a few of his books. So I said, "There's no way I'm doing Supergirl." I said,
Did you finish Supergirl, or did you quit
Yeah.
the first issue of it? Oh, okay.
No, I read the whole. I punish myself all the time. So I'm reading My Greatest Adventure, like the original series, but then I'm reading the Omega Men again, and I'm reading Grayson and Mr. Miracle again.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, well, those are.
So Grayson, you might really enjoy. Sorry, what was the first one? It was Grayson, Mr. Miracle, and what else? Omega Man.
Omega Man.
Okay.
Check out Sheriff of Babylon too. That was another good one. I don't know if you were previously working on it.
No, I have not. I suppose I should.
It's another it's set in Iraq 2003, so it's right after the fall of Baghdad. And it's basically like this crime thriller set in the city. This mysterious guard. Well, not mysterious, just like a guard. Sort of like, it's really kind of more to focus on the characters in this particular setting.
Maybe he'll be like Tynan, where I'll like his shit when he's not on cake.
Yeah. Plus, it's fitting too because Tom was, I think, stationed in Iraq. I don't know if it was at that same time. My guess would be yes, because it seems that first
He was in the CIA at the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like a mental profiler.
Intelligence officer.
Psychological
Yeah.
profiler.
Yeah, psychological profiler. That's the word I was forgetting. Like, since I learned that background of his, like, I appreciated the first half of Heroes in Crisis a bit more.
Yeah. No, I mean,
And I appreciate like when he does those really fucked up stories. Like, okay, he's got that kind of background.
it's admirable. Yeah, it definitely
Yeah.
shows in that book, especially the
So-
brutality of what it was like to be overseas at that time.
Yeah.
I've also decided that when I need to take a break from Tom King, because there's absolutely no chance in hell that I won't need to. I've got The Greatest Adventures, like I mentioned, that I'm reading through, but also to break it up, I haven't read most of these, but Tangent did a whole individual crossover deal with DC a while back and put out 5, 10, 15, 18 books. Their Tangent Comics version of Wonder Woman, fucking The Flash, The Joker, Secret Six, Green Lantern, all kinds of shit.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'll be checking those out.
Yeah, that was some good
But
stuff.
I will. I'll put Sheriff of Babylon on my fucking on my reading list, and I'll put Forever Evil on the collections too, Rob. So you should just be able to poke in there and grab them up.
Right on.
Are you reading the New 52, My Greatest Adventure, or the 60s?
The original.
Oh,
All 85 issues,
Isn't
sir,
it-
from 1955.
oh, okay. It's an interesting goal, but all the power to you, I guess. 'Cause it's mostly just like anthology, or like, well, not anthologies. But actually, no, I think it might be. From my memory, it was like a 50s anthology title, and then issue 80 is when I got the first appearance of Doom Patrol.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I mean. It's something I can pick up and put down, and
Right.
it's all campy, schlocky, 1950s shit. So it's it's something I can enjoy without worried about getting invested into it.
Oh, there you go.
Same thing like the Tangent books.
Yeah.
You guys remember that at all?
Yeah, I remember Flash and Green Lantern were like the two most popular.
Yeah, because it has the Tangent Green Lantern has shown up periodically, and then there's
Yeah.
the Morrison Green Lantern, obviously.
Yeah. Pretty big
uh,
player.
Yeah.
Tangent
issue's pretty
Flash, I know,
good.
took like showed up a few times too.
Yeah, and like multiverse stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that issue is actually pretty good. It's like I know J.H. Williams is the art. I don't remember exactly who it is, but it's pretty good.
I don't know that I ever read the original Tangent Superman, but I read Superman's Reign, Tangent Superman's Reign, and that was weird.
The Superman. It's a black guy, and he looks kind of like. Just judging, I didn't read the original one, and just judging by it, it looks like he's inspired almost by Black Adam. He's got like a
Maybe.
black robe
Kind
with
of.
yellow trim.
He kind of is. It's a very godlike being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Joker kind of reminds me of Flashpoint Beyond Martha Wayne.
Yeah. It's almost like a direct ripoff. I don't remember much else about the Tangent world. I think Wonder Woman was like an actual.
The Flash
novelist.
looks like Starfire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I sometimes get it confused with the Just Imagine line. 'Cause those. Were
Oh, yeah.
interpretations. So there's a part of me that's like,
Maybe
wait.
that's-
Yeah, I don't remember.
Just Imagine ones were not that great, man. I mean,
Yeah.
just being honest. I wish they were, but those are bad.
Yeah, I took a look at those again last year and year before. It
Yeah.
wasn't as good as you think.
Yeah.
From Stan freaking Lee.
I'm interested in what this Nightwing Night Force thing is all about. There's Nightwing and then there's Nightwing Night Force.
I don't. Does that sound familiar?
Interesting. Brandon?
Brandon?
Yeah.
What?
Does that sound familiar?
Oh no, I have no idea. Yeah, no, I mean, I know Night Force.
Oh, so Tangent.
What am I thinking of? I might be thinking of like the Night Force book from Marv Wolfman and Gene Colan, but I don't think that has anything to do with the Tangent one.
Oh, wait,
So I'm not sure what that one is.
Well, yeah,
the
this,
if
Rogue
you look,
is John
The
Osborne.
Rogue team of X, Black Orchid, Wildcat, and Gravedigger have now become Nightwing's secret defense team, the Night Force.
no, yeah, I know nothing about that.
Their mission to enter a still communist Russia and to free the captured members of the Doom Patrol. Holy fuck, I'm reading the shit out of
Which,
that.
holy crap, the Tangent Doom Patrol is Doomsday, Firehawk, Star Sapphire, and Rampage.
Wow.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm down. Oh god, I want to abandon Tom King like a motherfucker right now.
Oh, it's Dan Jurgens did the Doom Patrol too. So you'll be able to test my theory though that Tom King stories are read best in one go instead of waiting across 12 months, and that if you read it as a collection, it does read a lot better.
Well,
It's
see,
not just
you know
my
what?
theory,
I
we'll see
remember
how it
when you,
works.
I attempted to, who the hell was it? Somebody, maybe it was you. I don't know. Somebody gave me the idea to try and do that with Batcat, and that was bad. I shouldn't have done it.
That was me. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have. That's just a bad thought.
But I'll give this a shot. I'll probably start with Grayson because he's only like half of Grayson, right?
Yeah.
It's like the first
something like that.
16, 17 issues. Then, because it's weird. Like the book is really
Takes
good.
over?
Yeah, no, it's no, Tim Seeley and Tom King write pretty much like 80% of the book, maybe 85%, and then like the last 3 or 4 issues are written by Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly, who were basically told like, okay, the book is gonna end and Dick is gonna go back to being Nightwing, so just wrap this up so we can go on to Rebirth. So that's why the ending is like, it's not bad, it's just a little rushed, but pretty much everything
now that you
before that
explain
is
that.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were basically just like, okay, like we gotta go, like get the Spiral and Autonet's plot and all that stuff, like wrap it up. Because we're relaunching everything in like 3 months because Rebirth is coming, so keep it moving. But yeah, everything else before that is pretty good.
Yeah, now that you
Give it
explain
a
that,
shot.
it explains a lot. I was wondering
Yeah.
why the ending was so kind of weird.
Hmm.
All right, we should get back into it though, because we got a
Yes.
little over an hour before you got to get.
Yeah.